Hello.
Can they hear you though?
Oh,
That's important.
yes. I have learned to unmute myself before I kick it into the frames where they can see our faces.
Woo!
Because I've started enough streams with, we can't hear you.
You caught on. Yay!
Like, as long as we keep asking every time, it'll work out fine.
I mean, what could possibly go wrong? No, we found out last
We were just talking about that.
Jeez. So, how's everyone doing?
I'm alive.
Tanari just looks like, oh god, kill this right now.
It's like spaced out.
This
Oh
is
yeah, I'm spaced.
No, not enough sprinkles this morning.
She
those.
tanked the kids while I went out of the house, so
Gotcha.
much appreciated.
so we have to throw spoons at Tanari.
Good.
Hold on.
We'll survive.
Lots
I
of
don't think I
spoons.
have any spoons. I have like squirrel arms.
Never mind, we're good.
Yes, let us
Jesus.
throw disembodied squirrel arms at their own cousin.
Oh, did you actually get the hand puppet?
You thought I wasn't going to? Like,
Yes, she,
I hope you would. Okay, next season you're playing Melody.
it's just the squirrel just like right here the whole time.
Bold,
wait,
of you to, yeah, bold of you to assume Kyle won't destroy Melody.
Oh my god. Well,
Well,
we
you're
have,
not playing with Melody today.
you have a switch up in characters today, so this will be entertaining. But we're gonna go over goals really quick, because I chose violence upon myself to start this off.
Here, I'm gonna go
chaotically.
get alcohol wipe drink glasses.
Yes, go get alcohol wipes, because we'll get you in a minute. Tommy,
Yes.
that's for your goals this week. And
My-
how did you wish to do them?
My one and only goal was to go talk to Wakina.
Reneka.
Neka. One of these days I'll get it right. That was one and only goal.
One and only goal. Okay, so we will be going to. Violence is always there. Yes. We will go to the tent city then today. Morgan! What would you like? What did you do this week and how did you do it?
So Morgan would have been trying to figure out a way to have his herd and not get murdered by the Camarilla because he thought he had a deal, and then the sheriff said, that might not be a good idea.
There might be pressure in town.
Yeah.
So-
He's probably going to be trying to move his herd to his country residence as a start. Working that out with Hera.
Mm-hmm.
And he's also going to be trying to see if his herd and or employees and or the Tremere he has on loan from the Chantry can scry anything to figure out where any of the missing people that he's supposed to be looking into are.
Being that the Tremere have not been the people that are missing, they would not be able to do the one ritual. They could pretty much find out everyone in. So they are probably going to be taking a little bit longer in doing such. It'll be a project. So it'll be about a couple weeks, but they will be on
Okay.
it.
And he will also be asking, like, is there anything he should be looking for, like, if he can find one of these people's hairbrush or something, would that help?
Not really. This would actually be more of a picture-based ritual. So it's going to be a little bit different.
Pictures of them, would that
Yeah.
help?
Yeah. They'd have to know the people and see the picture of the person. And so that's what they're probably going to be doing is the mages and these Tremere will be trying to work together on finding photos, physical representations of them to try then to do the ritual.
He's also going to be asking Gwen about that to see if she can maybe point him to somewhere he can look. Because she asked him to find these people, she might be able to, help tell him where he might be able to find some things that he can use to find them.
Well, she can only do so much. She will do what
Understand.
she can. Okay. Tanari.
Yes. What did I get back from Alexandra?
Alexandrov would. Well, being that Alexandrov was more Sabat than he was Camarilla or Anarch, he would have just chuckled and said, they've got to earn their place. They have to earn and work to become part of. So it's more of he would tell Olivia from his understanding of things, it's pushing them, giving them, tasks and chores to get them into the way of being, but at the same time learning how to mask themselves. But the only thing is that, well, we are dealing with a Fae turned kindred, so he kind of is like going, "You're good luck," is pretty much what he's telling you, or telling Olivia.
All right, then Olivia would have asked for help from both Alexandra and Derek, scaring Melody straight over the course of this week.
Okay.
People she trusts not to hurt her, but that she doesn't know won't hurt her.
Fair. Okay. Kyle.
Well, as Morgan knows, Kyle's goals are to head down to Gary and aid in the location of Juggler and Modius. Unbeknownst to Morgan, it's the personal objective is really just to find Modius. If Juggler gets located, cool. That, depending on the situation, that may or may not be extra bonus points for his mask. But he's certainly not going to tell Morgan that.
Okay. So while at the beginning of this night I need rouse checks from everyone.
Trying to deal with a walking toss.
Bestial fail.
Seriously?
Yes.
Again?
I just asked for a rouse check!
It's just a rouse check. It's just a rouse check, so it's just a fail.
I know. I'm just like, we're off to a great start again, guys.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Natural one for rouse check gang.
Yeah.
Okay. So Kyle, you were right. It was 10 minutes.
I have no idea what this is. What's 10 minutes?
Oh, nothing. Don't worry about it.
Sure.
Oh, God.
So while everyone is waking up, and we are dealing with Melody, or we're dealing with Olivia, so we'll start off with Tommy. Tommy, you realize that Melody hasn't come home in like the past week, and you hear a scritching on the door to your basement.
Don't like that. But I would like. Can I smell anything with Bloodhound?
Oh yeah, it's alive and it's some. Give me a wits and awareness.
Okay.
Because everything turns out right in the end.
Great. Oh yeah, that's a 1.
Oh, good. You don't. It's you smell. You smell it's a rat. That's pretty much all. That's it. As far as you go. Like, oh, rat. Right. Okay.
Well, I guess I'm gonna go to the door. Just assuming that it's a rat then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Tommy doesn't speak rat, so
You see a rat, and it's just when you open up the door, the rat kind of sits on its hunches, and you could see that where the little claw marks are on the door that they were scratching on.
can I use animal kin to try to I don't know, vibe with this rat? I don't know, figure out it's either that or I'm just gonna kick the rat and move on.
It just tilts its head a minute and looks up at you, kind of waiting to see if you're going to acknowledge it.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It's not running away, which I think Tommy would think that's kind of weird, but so
It will kind of sniff, lean in a little bit and sniff, and then do a circle, and then sit back up ready to kind of converse.
hi.
Okay.
Did you get spoiled by the gangrel last season, Junie?
No. And it will, again, run around a circle and then sit back up. And if it doesn't do it, if Tommy doesn't acknowledge it at this time, it will slowly start to grow.
I mean, I'm looking at it I said hi. I don't know what else more Tommy could do to acknowledge. So at that point, it's just running around. Tommy's just gonna ignore it then, because
Well, the second time it does it, it kind of tilts its head and starts to grow.
oh well, okay. Then I'm popping prowess then.
And it slowly grows into what looks like a short woman.
Is this somebody I recognize?
You've never dealt with a ratkin before, have you?
Me as a player? No,
Tommy is a Nosferatu.
probably not. No.
And she'll tilt her head, sniff a minute, and say, Tommy?
Who wants to know?
Crit.
Scritch.
Scritch?
She will nod her head.
What's that? What is that?
Scritch.
Okay.
Tommy?
Hi, Scritch. Yes.
Come.
Where?
Down.
All right.
Big man wants to see you.
Can I get any inference of what that might mean?
Well, you did send an invitation out, or at least a message out to Winnetka you wanted to talk.
Okay, so that would at that point that would probably click with me. Great. Okay. So then yeah, Tommy will be like, "Oh, okay, sure. Yeah, let's go."
And as she turns and walks, she slowly morphs down into that rat again. And you will find there was a small hole made. And she will dart out of the hole to where the door is.
I'm just gonna shift something in front of the hole. It's like,
And once you leave your house, you will see she's running right to the sewer.
all right, well, I will follow.
And this rat is particular because when you drop down into what looks like the vast amount of sewers and pipelines that connect into the city, she takes you different places that you haven't been before. You also go past what looks like several different rat nests, and they all kind of look up at you and they watch simultaneously as you pass. And what seems like, and what would feel like for anyone walking this, at least 30 to 45 minutes, it feels very quick. Yes, I will use a lot of phrasing for you all. It was quick, fast, and in a slightly soggy, looby tunnel. Go for it. You're welcome. And when you emerge, you start to hear the traffic on Lakeshore Drive. And when this rat comes out of that sewer and you follow, you see the tent city that Winnetka is known for. And as per fashion, you will see guards of your own clan taking point to make sure that nobody gets in. And the rat will go to the guards and they'll look down. Are you obfuscated?
Currently, no.
Okay. They will notice you. They will nod to you, and one will move to the side to let you in.
Okay, I'll go in.
And you've seen tent cities in apocalypse movies. And how it's kind of like laid out in kind of like a grid formation. And what's tucked up right up against LSD and against the major concrete barriers is a tent that's broken into several different sections. And the rat kind of just happily trods into the center part of it and kind of noses you to go into it.
Yep, I will do as the rat says.
And when you walk in, it's like almost like a formal study greeting area, but as formal as the Nosferatu can have. Old furniture, excuse me, old furniture, a makeshift library, things that were collected and thrown away or forgotten pieces that no longer serve, other people above ground. He has around. And behind a large desk, and he is carefully writing, you'll see Winnetka. I cannot do the cat-like, deep grovelly voice. I'm sorry. I do not want to kill out my vocal cords. It's just not gonna happen. So just imagine it
Fatality.
deeper, dear. Larger.
On the light of this.
Something like that. But I can't do that, so we're not going to.
Fair enough.
And he will be sitting there as you guys see the rat come up to his top of his desk and kind of just sniff up, sitting up, doing the little pose that he was doing at your door.
So I guess, when Tommy goes in, he'll just just kind of nod and say thanks for accepting the invitation.
What can I do for you?
We've, I was curious to see if maybe there's something you might know about disappearances going on in the area.
There's always disappearances going on within the area.
Specifically, the Baron of Gary, Indiana. Anita, I think was her name.
Joker was. Anita's the stand-in at the moment. Or Juggler, I'm sorry.
Oh, sorry. I got those.
Said it right the first time.
Yeah.
That was me saying Joker instead of Juggler.
Sorry, then Juggler. My bad. My
You're
mistake.
fine. Oh, it's all good. No, he'll say they've been... Juggler, from what I understood, has been missing at least a good 6 months.
Okay.
We've been having people trying to locate him.
And what about Prince Modius?
He kind of blinks and tilts his head and looks at you. Mineka will take a piece of cheese and literally throw it outside the tent. And you see Scritch jump down and run after the cheese. And then he'll lean in and go, "What do you know about that person?"
That's a great question, Madam Storyteller. What would Tommy know about that person?
He has been the Prince of Gary for forever. He pretty much keeps to himself, or at least that's what people want to believe. He tends to be happy where he's at because it was better than Chicago, as he's watched both two princes fall due to course of power. Maxwell being one of them, and Loden being the other.
So yeah, I would relay that information to him.
Need none go. Okay. Who's looking for him and why?
Just heard about the disappearances. It's just curious.
Is there being a play move? Is there a move being played? Or, because normally one doesn't just look for prints or a hidden or a lost baron just for funsies.
Well, I don't know necessarily about a play being made, just, you know,
You want to keep tabs?
yeah.
That coder you're running with is very, mixed.
That's a generous statement.
I was trying to go by your place at one point, and he will point to what looks like a long black coat that's hanging, and in the right sort of light, it's either sparkling or you can see the strings. Not just the little. We're talking the long strings of tinsel. It almost looks like it's like, I would say Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat, except it's a Nosferatu black cloak that's turned multiple colors.
That sounds about right.
Mm-hmm.
You know, Tommy's not gonna hide the snark, just the smirk and like, yeah, the that one. She does that.
Security system.
You're not wrong. Yeah. Also, what happened on lower South Lakeshore Drive with that really fast Toreador shooting that guy?
I think that was a bit of a misunderstanding.
We do have eyes and ears in Morgan's tower.
Good place for him.
Yeah, how is he doing?
I don't know.
You know, I would find it to be a personal favor if you could keep tabs on him too.
I mean, fair enough.
The movers and the shakers might not be the movers and the shakers people already putting bets on. He's got at least another 3 or 4 weeks before they make him decide. Either he'll be a powerful Ventrue, or he'll be a caitiff. We all know how Jackson likes to make people choose what they want most.
Well, that's very true. I can keep you in the loop.
I would appreciate it. Is there anything we can help with you?
I guess just let me know if you hear anything about our, Baron and Prince MIA.
Have you gone down to the Warrens or down to their own nest of informants yet?
I was considering making a trip that way.
I think it would be wise. You
Well.
might want to take that coterie of yours down there.
Hmm.
They might
Do you
be,
think it's a good idea?
They might be defunct, but I'm sure they have their, shall we say, unique uses.
Unique's a good word for it.
Mm-hmm. Because if you get Morgan's money, who is the guy who shoots?
Oh, I just met him recently. His name's Kyle.
You got a last name.
I don't think Tommy's ever gotten his last name, so no.
That's fair.
No.
Kyle. He's a rose, right? With that much celerity.
Hmm. Yeah.
Alright, we'll do some investigation on him.
Have fun with that.
That's what we do in our spare time. I mean, besides building glorious palaces that the Venture like to send people into breakdown, I mean, yeah.
Yeah. Well, I appreciate you taking the time to meet with me.
Fair. The sprinkled one, will you educate her? I don't like to be assaulted by squirrels dumping vials of glitter on me as I'm trying to pass and give a social call. All I heard was a lot of chittering and then plastic vials being chucked at me with tinsel. How does a squirrel know how to pick a vial, pull the cork, and throw it?
He's very gifted. Look, I'll make you a deal. I'll try to teach her not to, what do they say, yeet tinsel at people if you don't hold me accountable for that.
I will overlook it if you can get them to stop yeeting.
I'll try.
I would appreciate it because I've come back with several people full of pocket glitter in places they didn't know what they had.
Yeah, I'm still getting it out of my coat too. Don't worry about it.
And do you know how hard it is to disappear without a trace in the sewers when you are literally shedding off glitter? I understand the
Yeah.
humans call it craft herpes, but I don't need that. No one
Yeah.
needs that.
Shit just gets everywhere. I know.
It's worse than the sands of Tatooine. Good talk.
Yep. Sorry about the glitter again.
Yeah, the next time I'm sending... Who's her sire?
Olivia.
Olivia what?
Olivia.
Are we talking about the Olivia Dunn and Joliet?
Yeah, that one.
God. This makes all the sense in the world. Fucking gangrels.
Hey, just be glad that it was the squirrel that threw the glitter and not the polar bear. I'm just saying.
Polar bear?
Well, this has been a great talk.
She turns into a polar bear. She turns into a fucking polar bear. Are you absolutely fucking kidding me?
Yep, I'm totally kidding you. Just a joke. Just kidding.
Hey, your smile and your laugh says it all. Motherfucking gangrels. Alright. Just please, for the love of God, tone down the glitter so you don't get flagged for being a Party Central, a Michael's, or a Joanne's.
Ugh, hate craft stores.
Soon you'll be getting 50-year-old women coming in wanting to see your manager for 50% off of all of your craft herpes. And I can't do anything about that.
It's really unfortunate.
Yeah. Good luck.
Thanks.
Do you want Scritches to take you back?
I think I can find my way.
She was at least to making sure you followed and everything, right?
She was what? Sorry.
She made sure that you followed and learned the way, correct?
Yeah.
Okay, good. Take that way next time you want to come out.
Will do.
And he will then go back to what he was doing and let you go on your way.
And Tommy will leave and shoot text messages to the coterie. Just, who wants to take a day trip?
Sorry, I've got a terrible allergy to sunlight.
Yuck it up, Chuckles. Yuck it up.
Can we make it a night trip?
I guess. I was hoping
Sure.
you'd fall for it and just walk out in the sun, but here we are.
Maybe a nice lawn chair on the roof one of these days, but not today.
Meet at your tower?
Sure.
Yeah, and I don't know if I have Kyle's number, so
Do you want me to see if Kyle wants to come along? He's been hanging around a lot lately.
sure.
Text Kyle, hey, Tommy wants to go somewhere. He didn't say where. We're meeting at the tower later if you want to tag along.
As you're aware, it's like the reply back is, as you're aware, I've already got a bit of a night trip planned.
Okay.
But I'll come along, see if your guys are heading in the same direction. Certainly can't hurt to travel as a group if you are.
Sure, and if you need some company or help looking into things, let me know. Happy to chip in.
You get an emote back of a smiley face with 2 finger guns.
While this is going on, Olivia, you see Melody's phone going off of text messages. You're muted. Still muted. Now
Yeah, I
you're-
know. I'll probably check the messages just to see what pops on the screen, but my plan is to call Morgan and ask if he's available for a bit of a chat this morning. Evening.
So as you make the phone call, a very overly perky, slightly cheery, but always kind of like slightly stressed out voice comes on the line. Morgan's residence, how can I help you?
Do I recognize that voice?
You have not met Penny.
Okay. Good morning. I need to speak with Morgan and ask if he's available for a chat with Miss Vonage this evening.
Oh, it's a pleasure to hear your voice, Miss Vonage. I'm Penny. Nice to meet you.
Nice to meet you too, dear.
Okay, if you give me a second, I will see if he's up from bed and he's dressed. He had a late night last night. Can I put you on hold really quick? I promise not to give you the bad hold music.
Absolutely, dear.
And when she puts on the hold music, it is the classics of the late 90s and early 2000s, so you don't have to listen to the really bad 70s elevator music. And Penny will come to Morgan's door and knock.
Hello, who is it?
It's Penny.
Come on in, Penny.
Are you decent?
Mostly.
Okay, she'll open up the door like this and have the hands in front of her eye.
Morgan will be like he's not fully in the suit. He's got the slacks and shirt on, and he's doing the tie and then getting the jacket.
Oh, okay, good. All major things are covered. Fantastic. You have a phone call.
From who?
A Miss Vonage. I wanted to not say that it sounded like, somebody wanted to get off on the telephone company, the digital one, but I don't think she's related to that one. So, would you like to take the phone call?
Is it Olivia?
Yeah, I think so. She just said Miss Vonage.
Okay. I'll take the call.
Okay, sure. Are we expecting anyone tonight?
I believe Tommy's headed over soon. I think Kyle and I don't know, maybe Olivia. We'll see.
Okay, and she will hand the phone over.
Hello.
Hello, Morgan. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing well, thanks. How are you, Olivia?
Oh, it's been a fun week. Melody's pouting today. Do you have time to have a bit of a chat? And you don't happen to know who she keeps glitterizing, do you?
Sure, I have some time for a chat. Are we talking over the phone or in person?
Probably in person. There are things I probably shouldn't say over a line that may or may not be bugged.
Best to assume that it is.
I mean, I generally assume Williams bugged my line, but you're working with Camarilla now, so.
Yeah. As far as who she's been glittering, I think the answer to that is pretty much yes. Got a very special suit, the kind that was 20 grand before we started customizing it, and took her about a week to get I made her get the glitter out of it after she did it to me, but it took her about a week.
You'll hear some cussing. I'm going to up the budget item for dealing with my child now.
You also met, you remember James, my driver?
I did hear some bits about that incident from others.
Yeah,
There's
he
a
got
reason she's
shot in the
pouting.
head.
Who shot him? I believe that's the one I'm looking for.
Kyle Adams. I'm not sure it's entirely voluntary. He's Toreador, and I believe, if I understand correctly, they've got some ticks.
Look, let's be honest. The amount of glitter that she shoves, it'll be impressive if he's the only one that's had a frenzy to deal with.
Fair enough. I tried to get her to understand that it's all right for her to want to sparkle, but that other people should be given the agency to pick for themselves.
If she doesn't understand it by the end of this week, she won't. My sire and my brother have been making some points for me.
I don't think that she's bad. I just think that she's not got the same frame of reference as the rest of us.
She will soon. I've tried being gentle, and this is probably a side effect of me having spoiled her, if anything else.
I have been making sure that she gets some sprinkles, like Boblin serves, a little bit every day to try and give her some continuity. That seems to take the edge off for her.
It has, and I thank you for that. With that, and I've made sure she's gotten them this week. But without that, she probably wouldn't get the idea anytime soon.
Okay.
It's that you hear the "Why you little" in the background.
Don't break my desk again!
There's a large growl in the background.
Yeah, I'll be there shortly. I don't want to be in the house for it this round.
All right. If you need some backup, Hera might be willing to help. She had some tinsel braided in her hair.
I was informed about that. Hera didn't seem terribly upset about it at the time. She might
True,
be now.
but she seems to be the type to enjoy showing up pups their place.
Fair, I'll keep that in mind.
It's
I will
at
see
this
you
time you
shortly.
guys can hear scratching down a wall, and Olivia will hear, the door just rip open, and if Olivia looks, she will see a trail of lots of glitter while Alexandrov is carrying Melody by the back of her thing, trying to shake her out like she was a rug.
Alexandrov, that doesn't work. Go give her a bath.
I will do that once I hose her off out here. No need to get any dirt here.
Olivia,
Fair.
don't you have a pond in the backyard?
I do have a pond in the back. I'm just going to look at Alexandrov as I remind him of this little fact.
Squirrel yeet.
Yoop.
You know, I wonder. And Morgan's going to text Amelie and ask if there could be a ward against glitter.
Olivia will pay for that aggressively.
I will actually have to look into that. It probably is a matters. It's got to be a matter ward or a matter trigger. I'm gonna have to look into that now.
It could also be mind.
No, matter because it's glitter.
Well, right, but mind because of the sparkle, right? Because of what it does to people's brains.
Nope, it's actually because it's you're actually talking about a material.
Okay.
Which I am now actually going to direct message Nerdy so I remember. Because
Hi. Yes, Guru.
Hi, Luigi.
Smell like peanut butter.
I like
Okay.
smelling like peanut butter.
So, Olivia, I think I'll see you soon. We might. Tommy was asking about evening excursions. So, would you want to tag along for something like that? Maybe give Alexandrov and Melody some space.
Yes, that sounds lovely. I'll bring Sparkles and Cujo, but thank you for warning me to be armed.
Generally, I think it's a bad idea not to be.
I mean, fair, but there's armed and then there's armed.
Generally, I think it's a bad idea not to be.
See you soon.
All right. Talk to you then.
While you guys finish your phone call, Tommy and Kyle, through the magic of editing, you both get to the tower at the same time. Because you both were in the same vicinity.
Assuming I'm obfuscated.
Okay.
It's gonna keep up the ruse. Going somewhere? Just pops up.
Kyle.
Find Kyle.
Kyle comes and just tips his hat. So, where are y'all headed to?
Well, after everything last weekend, thought it would be worth a trip to head to Gary.
All right.
Have any interest? Assuming you do.
Well, I was just saying to Mr. Daly the other night that I actually have my own business in the city. So, we all head down together.
And Batman steals the show for the moment. Yes, Dad,
Yeah.
a question.
So if we're all heading down that way, I suppose it makes more sense to just travel as a group. Safety and numbers and all that.
And hopefully no glitter this time.
By the time you guys come into the building and get to where you're going, you will see Penny forever smiling as you guys, as the doors to the elevators open up to the penthouse, going, "Hi everyone, how are you guys doing?"
My dear woman, you look as good as you have been every time we've seen you.
Nice save, sir. How are you doing?
Pulls out a new flask and just hands it to her.
Thank you, sir. I take it you're doing well.
I'm doing quite well. Much better than I was doing last time we met.
Oh, good, because last time we met was overly and utterly not exactly the most spectacular moment of my life.
Let's say, let's not mince words. Last time we were here, it was a shit show.
Yes, because the show was being shitted on by a lot of other people.
Indeed.
My face hurts. I'm gonna stop smiling now.
Yeah, I'm not the one paying you to smile. You don't got to smile around me.
Yeah, none of you are, but that's okay. I'm still trying to make sure you guys are all doing well. Oh God, that hurts.
Yeah.
I don't do that very often. I take it you're here to see Mr. Daly.
I do believe that was the plan. He looks over at Tommy.
Yeah, that's the idea.
Great. Come on in. And she will make sure that she holds the doors open for you guys to go into the living room of the penthouse.
Yep. We'll go in.
Tommy, Kyle, good to see you.
And he's right here. Most excellent.
Do you guys need anything?
Would either of you like anything to drink?
No. Miss Penny, did you need something to drink?
No, I'm fine. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
I tend not to drink on the job too much unless, well, somebody wants to turn around and, set things on fire. And then I have to herd cats and things. And yeah, that's...
Tommy's just gonna look at Morgan and be like, what are you setting on fire now?
That wasn't me.
No, that was when we had the explosion at the tower. The other tower, not this one. Yeah, and then hurting...
The one made of ivory. The one.
You never know with Daly, all right? That's all I'm saying.
I mean, fair. I will totally give you that. But at the same point...
I'll
yes.
make some mental note.
I just want a stable environment in which to conduct business. Like, all of these incursions and explosions and power plays, you can't have a stable business in an unstable environment. It doesn't work.
Welcome to the unliving?
I was about to say, how long have you been undead?
Maybe Kane had the right idea.
What do you mean Kane had the right... Let's not bring him into this. I mean, your other crew member kind of got taken with him. She was kidnapped.
I have actually been... And then the alarm on his phone will start going off. The bad idea alarm.
Yes, Tommy?
This is news to Tommy. So, and then Tommy will at this point notice Olivia's there, like...
Oh, you don't know that one of...
I didn't realize that Olivia was here. Did she just walk in?
Oh,
I
I
didn't-
thought she was in. Yeah.
Yeah, one of the hounds to the sheriff was taken by Kane a couple of months ago.
Am I actually here?
Yes.
That would be William's sister.
That one! Apparently he needed a Malkavian.
Believe he needed one of each.
Yeah, well,
I
there
believe he
were...
needs a bullet in the head, but I don't know if it'll stop him.
I don't think that would really do anything.
I don't think that would
Olivia.
stop William ever.
Oh,
Right.
I'm sorry. Where are my manners? Kyle, Tommy, this is Olivia Vonage. She is Melody's sire, and I believe has been taking over a couple of the things that Melody is doing while Melody attends boarding school.
Kyle takes his hat off of his head, turns it upside down. Good evening, Miss Olivia. I believe I'm not being too far out of my depth to say that we are quite acquainted with your child. And he taps the hat twice, and a little bit of glitter that's still been trapped in it falls out. Puts
Olivia's
it back on
gonna
his head.
hold a business card out to him. I've been informed, and she should be less prone to fling that at friends after this week. That, or I'm gonna owe my sire an exceptional amount of money.
Didn't you
Me.
say that there was also a guru involved?
Yes, Derek is helping as well. That's
I
my
imagine
card.
that's the kind of information she wouldn't have wanted somebody she barely knew like myself to know, though.
Oh, everyone knows it by this point. That's my card. do me a favor. If she glitterizes things you need replaced in the future, give me a call. Consider it a favor for not shooting her.
He takes the card. He offers her a card of his own, labeled Kyle Adams.
You? Tuck that in my purse.
And then he pauses for a moment. Matter of fact, Morgan, you have a way to contact me. Tommy, I don't think you do. And if we're traveling, and if we're going to be traveling the road together, at least for tonight, it might behoove us to have to remedy that. And he gives one to Tommy also.
Yeah. Tommy will take it and just start putting the number in his phone.
Which also means Tommy now has his last name. Well, the cover's last name.
Great.
Oh, right. Miss Vonda, did you need anything or are you good?
I'm good.
We did make a little changing room for her, so if you want to see it at some point, let me know.
My dear, if Morgan employs you, I trust your judgment there.
Of course.
You might also want to send Wineka a new coat. Just saying.
Oh no.
Don't.
How bad? I mean, you have the pocket glitter and sample glitter, or you have the holier than now white out of glitter that just unfortunately will send trails of shining shit.
Look, when you're trying not to be noticed, any amount of glitter's a big thing.
He knows how to do a small amount of glitter. When the hell did that start?
Oh, I was just trying to get a range. You know,
Tommy.
from oof to oh Jesus.
Would Wineka object to a visit from my tailor?
Probably.
I'm gonna roll to see how much about Wineka Kyle knows.
Okay.
Olivia's gonna roll for that later. She's just like, that's another name on the list.
People I have wronged. Yeah.
It's a long ass list.
And it's not even you doing it this season.
I know. Like, if Stanislaw knew what was happening to his fortune at this point.
I mean, dear Stanislav, may he be, blowing in the air for all we care. So I'm Nerdy's like, I told her the message, and then she's like, okay, good to know. And so I kind of messaged her like, okay, these are the spheres you're going to need for stuff. And then she goes, why are we further weaponizing glitter? And I said, we're not, we're de-weaponizing glitter. Then she went, okay.
Word against glitter.
Yeah, just time 4 to make it a conditional delayed effect, matter 3 to transmute it into breathable air. Boom, done.
He's not wrong. Yeah.
It's it requires very few spheres. It just requires fair amounts of competence in a few of them.
I mean, in a pinch, a couple things of prime, just for added luck. So,
Actually, you could theoretically just make it all prime, and just so the luck is that the glitter just falls to the ground at the edge of the ward.
That would be like that. Luck is entropy, not prime.
prime is the booster.
Okay.
Yeah, it just adds more power to the ward. Which I
Yeah.
mean, if
Which
you shouldn't need too much of that.
but
You
no,
don't. Yeah, especially if you're either just like, oh, where'd the glitter go? It must have landed. It's like transmuted into air. And it's like, oh, it must have landed elsewhere, because you know how glitter is. It just gets everywhere. Who knows where it really is?
And we're all in Chicago, so Windy City.
Yeah.
Quantum entanglement. It's both in Gary and in Morgan's Tower at the same time.
Portals,
Because it's
they
glitter.
work, kids.
All right.
So, is there anything else that I can get for you guys while I get the driver for you guys?
Did we get the new car bulletproofed?
The body, yes. We're working on trying to order the windows and the.
Okay.
We're not trying to shoot at anyone, are we?
No, but I'm going to want the car tested this time. Like, I want to get one bulletproofed, and then I want security to take it out somewhere discreet and test it and make sure the bulletproofing actually works this time.
Sure. I'll get right on it. But would you like the bulletproof car, non-bulletproof windows, at least tonight?
Sure. I mean, we did get all the brains out of it, right?
Yes.
Good. Thank you. And when is your trip to Antarctica again?
Soon.
Okay.
Very soon. I'll go get the car.
Thank you.
And she will be going to the elevator to go down to get the car.
Do you really pay her to smile like that?
She does that on her own. I pay her because she's highly driven and highly competent.
I think it hurts her cheeks. Probably stop.
I've actually asked her to stop a couple of times, and she won't. I figure that people who are highly competent tend to be at least a little eccentric, and there's worse eccentricities than just smiling a lot. So I put up with it.
Smiling helps to put up with the pain of it all.
Well, you know, it doesn't help that she's motivated.
I mean, people will do a lot for $150,000 a year.
Sure.
Wrong motivation, but close enough.
Fair enough.
And it takes
He's
no
a
more-
Ventru. What do you want from me?
I know.
It's
Tommy
about,
was just gonna see if you were gonna pick up on it. That's all.
I think it predominantly went, you know.
I don't have the stats to pick up on it, honestly.
Right. I don't have the stats to try to hide it. So really, we're a pair.
While Tommy and Morgan are talking, Kyle and Dinar, and Olivia, did you want to join in on this conversation or just standing around observing?
Olivia's mostly wondering why in God's name, because nobody she pays would do this or put up with this.
She was one of Stanislaus. Kind of took over her employment. She's been a ghoul for quite a long time. So.
Sweet God, that poor thing. I'll be right back. I'm gonna follow Penny and hand her one of my cards. Go, look, if you need anything, let me know.
Sure, absolutely.
That includes keeping an eye on Morgan.
Oh, yes, he's hard to keep track of at times.
So was Stanislaw, to my knowledge.
Oh, yes, Stanislaw was just a joy to work for.
What drugs did he have you on?
Huh?
What drugs did he have you on?
Absolutely nothing. Trust me. Tommy was very kind and gave me a couple of uppers when I needed it. Makes the week go very quickly.
He's already made a mental note to send her more too.
I'm gonna have to call you later and find out how you wound up in Morgan's employ from Stanislaw.
Would you like the short and dirty version?
Sure.
I'm normally a ventriloquist, and he is Ventru, and I am trying my best to help him navigate the world through the way the Ventru do things, and it's a bit of a trial
You're specialized.
in more
Got
ways
it.
than one.
Yeah, let me know if you need help.
Oh, I
Wait,
always
is that
need help.
conversation happening close enough for Kyle to notice?
It's before the elevators because she just got up to them, and you guys
Okay.
are in the living room, so she's trying to be quiet, but
Oh,
I'll
Olivia's not.
I'll let it go then. because I could heighten senses and just listen to it,
I mean,
but I could.
would you?
But I don't know if if I don't see the conversation happening, I don't know the conversation is
Oh,
happening, so
you
I
can-
wouldn't.
You can see them, yes. You can see them
Oh.
talking.
Olivia's not going to bother being
Well,
quiet.
and Olivia also did say that poor thing and then go after her.
Yeah.
too.
That's fair, yeah. So if I can see it happening, I will also listen because I'm also. Well, let me roll to see if I hear it. If my heightened senses actually do the job first.
Okay.
So that would be wits awareness aspects.
Yes.
Okay. I'll pass my search for wits.
And while this conversation's going on, because you guys are all talking to Morgan, and Olivia's actually talking to Penny, and she'll be like, everything's going well, and we're expecting, interesting results
That is
soon.
5 successes
Oh, yeah.
for
Yeah,
for watching and listening.
you hear everything.
Okay. Well, the important thing is also watching because while she's giving that answer about what she is, he's reading her body language.
Oh, well, she's always forever tensed up and ready for the shoe to drop.
Mm.
Because Kindred Society is just that. Waiting for that next shoe to drop.
Well, I mean, what I'm trying to read, and I think I'd have to roll wits insight on this,
Okay.
is like how much of her answer is intentionally being vague to not give away more detailed answers.
Oh, yeah, by all means, give me that.
Yeah.
Is there any other questions you had, Olivia, for her? Or. And she'll, was there
Nope.
anything I can do to send to Miss Melody to help her during her deglitterization?
Oh, hell no.
No, I
I'm trying to
didn't.
scare her straight. She's good.
I thought she was straight.
Wrong kind of straight.
I mean,
4 successes on that wits insight aspects.
yeah, she's being vague. But you also know that she's giving the trained answers.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
those answers are trained and they're not necessarily false, but by God, it's not the whole story.
And she would never try to say anything negative about Morgan because that's not what she's doing.
Yeah.
And she's never going to say anything horrible about it. I mean, Morgan has never been bad to her at all, and she's thankful for this position. But at the same time, it's baby Venture do.
Without any of the normal
Right.
support structure.
And she's trying to be that support structure the best way she can.
Baby Venture, it's a baby fucked up.
That too. But she's trying to make sure all of his stuff is done accordingly, and she's trying to help him find his way through very vague meaning because she's not a venture, so she really can't teach him. So,
Okay.
So is there anything else I can do for you? I mean, I can send her some things that are non-glittery and not particularly, shiny, but there's still craft available.
Oh, she's still going to glitter. She's just not going to throw it anymore. She's fine.
Oh.
Thank you, though.
So
Try to relax.
I should cancel the glitter rocket launcher.
Yeah, please. That'd be good.
That's the point that Kyle
Undo the
gets up,
damage.
speed walks over and says, "If I ever hear that combination of words again, I will end everything in the immediate vicinity around me."
Okay. Anytime, sir. So should I give it to the harpies?
Go for it.
Okay.
Well, now that I know I found the correct man, I am very sorry and thank you for not shooting her.
I mean, you should you should. I mean, you should definitely still, thank Kyle because not. I mean, yeah. I mean, obviously, you thank me. You should still thank Morgan though, because the price of not shooting your child was ending his driver.
I have, and I'm aware. I'm assuming it was frenzies at that point.
It absolutely was. That doesn't necessarily make what happened right.
It doesn't. It does make what's happening now the right choice.
Certainly makes it the required choice.
So, Mr. Kyle, I would recommend you not going to the Elysium in either one of them in the next 4 weeks.
4 weeks.
Yeah, because she may or may not have inspired some of the younger roses for certain things, and that may or may not have the canon involved in it.
He's just gonna sigh really deep and pull out the tablet and add more names to the list.
Kyle makes a mental note that to go to Elysium in 3 weeks, fully prepared to drop who he actually is.
Miss Annabelle is not exactly pleased from what I've heard from reports, and she has barred anyone that is enjoying said craft project paraphernalia. They are not available to go into the Succubus Club.
Penny, may I recommend a coffee break before you get yourself in some serious trouble?
Oh, I have my coffee break all lined up. It's not a problem. But the car is ready.
Thank you. Please go enjoy your coffee.
Oh, I will. I gotta drive you to Gary now.
You're coming with us.
Yeah.
Oh dear sweet God. Morgan, do you want me to get my car?
Oh no, ma'am. I can take care of it. It's not a problem. I have earbuds. This will be
Penny.
fine.
Dear, I very much appreciate you trying to fill in for James,
Oh no.
but I need you here.
Oh, I know. I've already taken care of that, and my assistant is taking over what I need to do, and I will be taking over what James had to do. So we are all fine and covered.
Hey, Junie, no, Tommy knowing what he knows about her, could I wits and insight that?
Sure.
Okay.
Everyone else is witness insane, Penny. I mean, why not?
God, I forgot I put the end of game
flat
XP
4.
into Olivia's sheet. Shit.
You know that it's not really a choice that she's been given, but she needs to and she has to.
Yeah. Okay. Figured. Got it.
Got a 2. So I think she's being completely honest.
Yeah, 100%.
I'm trying to figure out how your first vampire character is literally the least suspicious one I've run into yet.
So are we all ready to go?
I say we should just go. No point in wasting time.
Of course, I agree,
Yeah.
Mr.
She's
Tommy.
capable of driving. Let's
I'm
just.
capable of a lot of things, sir.
As long as somebody doesn't,
I'm sure you're highly
Unfortunately,
competent,
Edgar.
and I know that. I just...
I mean, but it speaks well of you that Aventru keeps trying to throw money at you regardless of your protestations.
It's the Venture way, actually, sir.
I'm gonna dig a mirror and a ring out of my purse and tell her very clearly, if you tell the Ivory Tower you have these, we're both dead. Please do not. But if it becomes clear you're in deep shit, get the fuck out.
Yes,
We'll be
ma'am.
fine.
Okay, ma'am.
Kyle makes a mental note.
Wait.
Tommy
hang
makes a
on.
mental note.
Penny doesn't have to make a
thought
mental
all
note.
Of this was above. Is there a problem with the rings that? What?
No, she can use them if we're in deep shit.
Okay, but why would that cause problems with the Ivory Tower?
Because the Ivory Tower is incredibly insular and conservative.
They don't like me as it is.
Because she
Okay.
happens to be slightly of an anarch relations in Antarcus.
Oh, that's not why they don't like me.
That no, so she did the rising of Joshua and helping defeat Joshua and solidifying Baron Williams' reign.
Okay, but Jackson told me that it was fine because Joshua was just an anarch, so who cares?
Prince Jackson says a lot of things, sir, that you might not always want to believe.
I don't
Yeah,
Morgan,
that makes things complicated for me because
Morgan,
I don't know.
I
don't-
asked this question earlier because, out of jest, this time I'm genuinely asking.
Mhm.
About how many decades have you been of the Blue Bloods?
less than half of one.
At least less than half of a
All right.
year.
The next time you speak to Prince Kevin Jackson, do your very best to not just hear his words, but read his body.
And not read his
No
body in the
pr-
wrong way. The other way.
No prince ever says exactly what they mean all the time.
Oh, William doesn't.
I mean,
1 second. Kyle, I understand that you are not a Ventru, but given the way you're speaking, I presume that you have prior experience with my clan. Is that correct?
I've been around long enough to have prior experience with most clans.
Okay.
Mm.
Would you be willing to give me an honest third person's opinion on a few things?
I'd be delighted.
Right. Before we go, I've got a few things that I'd like to grab. Actually, can you come with me and step into my office for a few moments?
All he does is, turn towards Tommy, Olivia, and Penny and just
Will be
Tommy,
a couple
ladies.
of minutes. All right, and Morgan will lead Kyle to his home office. That's a corner office on the top floor penthouse in downtown Chicago. And he will, go to his desk, nice, mahogany desk,
Yeah.
and pull out he's got a, when he sits at it, there's a thin drawer in front of him over the leg well, and he pulls that out, and in the back, there's a lockbox, which he will open, and he will pull out, he's got copies of a proclamation from the prince and some updates that he has given the prince. And he will hand those to Kyle and let Kyle know, I would like your opinion on this. I have negotiated what I think is an equitable, mutually beneficial agreement with the prince.
What did you say was on those papers again?
There is a proclamation from Jackson,
Mm-hmm.
and there are some
What's this proclamation say?
Yeah.
Junie,
Did you the thing that I sent you before has been approved by Storyteller? Yes.
thereabouts.
Okay.
It's always good to know he can move about as he needs to.
Of course, right. He's the prince. He can
Mm-hmm.
change an edict, but
Yes.
actually, I am going to PM you both of these things really quick. Actually, I'll just put it in.
While that's going on, because I'm going to let Kyle then read it, what is Tommy and Olivia doing? Because Penny's like ready to go, but against we're not going, so she's kind of like looking at you two for anything you guys need.
I'm going to apologize for the occasional Elmo in the background. Someone settled in here with his tablet. Olivia's going to make sure Penny knows how to use the ring.
So I put the ring on and then I jump through the mirror?
Yes. I don't use it as often anymore. I've trained up some new abilities. I
Where
can get
was-
out of the scrape.
Where will she end up? Curious.
Yeah, where will I end up?
I think they still wind up in Frank's house
Mm-hmm. It
because
is.
Frank's still living there.
Mm-hmm. He is.
Well, sort of. He moved back to his warehouse, but the house is still there. It's still Frank's.
So it's a random house in Naperville.
I think so.
Not exactly awkward, but interesting.
Like I said, if it's clear, we ain't coming back to the car and you're in danger.
Right. Well, I do have earpieces for you guys. I think other none of you are Lasombra. So, yeah. I mean, I will be in communication with you guys through the entirety of your trip.
I forgot something.
Huh?
I need to sense the beast on Tommy.
Oh, okay. Give me a roll on it.
Because I've got sense the beast and eyes of the beast, which means I'm seeing some red flags.
I mean, Tommy's just being Tommy.
Yeah. I forgot about that. Well, I didn't
Yeah,
forget about that, but I
yeah.
forgot that you could do that.
There was a lot of forgetting about things.
What do I roll for sense the beast? What's an awareness?
I'm just gonna put the Duckishin. I actually have to find it's animalism. Since beast, it is resolve in animalism, and if
That's
Tommy wishes to resist, it is composure plus subterfuge. Please and thank you, Bitteschön.
Resolve. There it is.
Four.
Damn. 3.
Well, you know that they've got a beast. Good job.
Yeah, that's not. I'm gonna try that roll later, but Olivia actually needs a triggered reason to try that roll.
That's fair. So while they're talking, Kyle, have you had enough time to read?
I have. Right. So, you want my genuine opinion here?
Yes, please.
This is a whole bunch of really nice leashes he's put on you.
My concern is that the sheriff seems to harbor concerns that these may not preserve the I don't think that. I think the sheriff has doubts that these are going to stand, and that could affect my ability to possess a herd, which, of course, would effectively give me a choice between dying fast and dying slow.
Indeed. And if I were in a position of power, such as the prince or a baron of similar stature, this is exactly the kind of position that I would want you in. It makes you controllable.
Right.
Organ controllable. Yeah, sure.
It makes you an asset, not an individual.
Okay. How would one...
To put it very, very bluntly, you got suckered. You got everything you wanted, and because you were so excited about getting everything you wanted, you didn't realize that everything that you wanted came with a gilded cage.
How would one go about becoming an individual rather than an asset? Because, I'll be honest, I went to the highest authority that I could find in the area, and who also happened to be the highest authority that I could find within my own clan, in an attempt to extricate myself from a situation that was not of my own doing. And this is what happened.
The problem with being as young as you are is that as you're sitting around struggling, trying to learn about what to do and how to do it, you're going to be someone's asset. That comes with the territory. That comes with being barely not a fledgling.
At least this one doesn't screw with my mind. At least not that I've seen.
At least not that you remember.
Yeah, that's, well, the herd has been doing occasional checks, so not that they're able to find either.
Fair enough. But
And I
the
don't...
way that you get free of this terrible deal, considering your palate, may involve the kind of back deals that you desperately want nobody finding out.
Okay.
Because having a herd of the variety you've got exposes a lot. It exposes a lot of what you do to not kindred. It exposes a lot of what you do to not Ventru. And it exposes it, and the more people that know what you do and what you are and what position you're in and what you need to feed puts you at risk, puts everyone around you at risk. It puts the clan at risk, which in turn, because the prince of the city is your clan and at least one of the barons in the city is your clan, it puts the entire kindred society within the city at risk.
Which is why Jackson actually, in private, encouraged me to not officially join the tower.
That is interesting, but ultimately I don't think that's why he doesn't want you to join the tower.
Okay.
You are a terrible, horrible risk. And if you're part of the tower, that means it's harder to just declare a blood hunt on you. It's harder to not just tell everybody that does answer to him and march to the beat of the Camarilla drum that Morgan Daly has outlived his usefulness and now must be removed for the threat he represents. Because what are you? You are a Ventru in an established part of the city with will workers at your beck and call. You are a threat. But you are a threat who only has, you are a threat that Kevin Jackson has managed to put in a position where all he's got to do is snap his fingers. And the threat can be neutralized within the night.
Right. So, the things he's had me doing for him would be things that he wants to be able to disclaim as the actions of a rogue.
The actions of an Anarch.
Right.
The actions of a caitiff.
The actions of a dead man.
Soon to be.
I guess the other tricky part is, who do you go to besides the prince? He is the highest authority that I'm aware of here.
Now, you see, openly declaring with one of the barons merely reinforces the hold he actually has over you. Because now you're openly an anarch in the middle of the Camarille's crown jewel. And that cannot abide.
I imagine that would get very fiery very fast.
You do two things. And for the love of God, don't tell anybody what those things are that don't need to know.
Of course.
Figure out a way to either get your current herd out of here but still out of sight, or find a new source of food. Because either way, the fact that you possess them and the prince knows you possess them means to him you're a threat. The second thing, go to Elysium and declare for the Camarilla. If you're part of the tower, you are then fully subject to the Camarilla's rules. You become a lot harder to destroy because now the prince has to openly declare a blood hunt on you in order for a variety of different assassination attempts are still a thing, but they become less so.
And okay.
But rules get bent and broken all the time regardless. But they at least have to put up a veneer of following the rules, which makes the task of destroying you a bit harder.
I've actually asked a couple of times what's involved with declaring for the Camarilla. So is there a structure that I have to follow? What are there, it's...
Well, you need to be educated to the 6 traditions. You need to be... Do you know your lineage?
I know that I was embraced by a woman named Bibi, who was a young Ventru herself, at the behest of the Malkavian Stanislaw. And
do you know her sire?
I do not.
Well then, it's not necessarily required considering you were made outside of Camarilla purview and he has clearly elected to not destroy you. So he has effectively waived his right to destroy you under the 3rd tradition.
Okay. What are these traditions? Do you know?
I've traveled around, had to make sure I'm safe in Camarilla cities.
Of course.
There are 6. Masquerade. Don't tell people you're kindred. Don't do things that give away your kindred. Also, assume the punishment for breaking them all, any of them, is final death, because they are. Domain. Well, yeah, domain. The city belongs to the elder. Elder in this case is prince. Respect the prince. You know,
or whatever that's
yeah.
worth.
When you're like this building, the paper says he gave to you. So this building is your little mini domain. It is your little fiefdom. While we're here, we respect you. It's that simple. Progeny. Don't embrace without the elder's permission. Part of it is, yeah, it's a measure of control. Another part of it is, the more kindred there are in a city, the more kind there have to be in the city to support them all.
And the harder it is to maintain the masquerade.
One part control, one part sheer practical thinking. Accountant. All right, you embrace with the elder's permission. Now it is your role to educate your child. During this time of education, this time of accounting, the child's sins fall upon the sire. So if you were to embrace and your child messed up, you would be the one to take the punishment. The prince is the one who makes the final call for when the child gets released from accounting, because it is up to the prince to decide whether or not the child has learned enough, because after all, the city is his domain.
Of course. So I guess for that tradition as it applies to me, I would possibly need to locate BB's sire.
If he is of Ivory Tower persuasion, that would be an excellent way to go about things, yes.
Okay.
Otherwise, adoptive sires are not unheard of.
But it requires someone to offer, and I guess no one wants part of this dumpster fire right now.
Well, you're nothing if not innovative. I'm sure you'll think of something.
Thanks, I think.
Hospitality. When going to someone else's domain, don't be an asshole.
And I presume
You
do
know,
things like offer refreshments.
That-
be a
yep.
host.
Mhm. When you go to someone else's domain, make sure they know you're coming. Make sure you enter with their permission. This is why when you go to a fresh Camarilla city, you know, if you're in the Camarilla, you make sure you send some kind of notice to the prince to let them know you're coming. Let them know why you're coming. And it is up to them to acknowledge you and welcome you into the city. Until you have been acknowledged, you're nothing.
I'd assume that going into an elder's domain uninvited is hazardous to one's health.
It's usually signal number one that you're an anarch. Destruction. Are you the prince? If no, don't go destroying people. Don't go telling other people to destroy people.
Okay.
Only the prince gets to decide who exists and who gets destroyed. Only the prince gets to declare the blood hunt.
Question on that. What about when working with the sheriff? Is there a presumption that if the sheriff says someone's free game, that they are actually free game?
If the sheriff is saying somebody needs to be destroyed, ideally, the correct response is to just put them in torpor or stake them regardless. Because you're not the sheriff. You're not the one who conferred with the prince.
Okay, I'll have to.
Besides, usually, some of the times, it's better to get them back alive, to get them back still intact anyway. You can get information that way.
Fair enough.
And the unwritten seventh tradition: do not commit diablerie.
Right.
Right. They didn't bother writing that one down because it involves eating people's souls. That is not good.
Okay. I'll try to avoid it going forward.
Kyle's going to make a mental note of that particular phrasing.
It is worth noting. Actually, I'm surprised that he hasn't been told about some of that by Gwen.
Gwen kind of assumed that William and the coterie were going to kind of fill him in on that.
No, I meant that Kyle hasn't been filled in on a couple of things by Gwen, because Gwen would have been at the meeting with Jackson, and Gwen's been told about a couple of things, too.
Gwen's been told a couple of things about a lot of things. Right now, she's kind of focused on other areas.
Yeah.
For what it's worth, anything that is in the past, the prince has been informed of.
I mean, yeah, I hear what you're saying, but, like, the prince is busy dealing with, an anarch uprising, and Gwen is busy helping the prince deal with an anarch uprising. Could Kyle pull rank and get answers? Probably. Is he going to? No, because that much effort in the current situation risks blowing his cover too much.
Well, and so, yeah, in character, Morgan will say,
yeah.
How likely is it that it would be genuine if someone had gotten a pass on that from the prince previously?
What was that?
How should I be concerned that that might come back up if someone's gotten the pass on that from the prince previously?
That pass only exists as long as the prince says it exists.
So it can be retroactively reversed and blood hunt or similar declared because that happened previously.
Anytime the prince makes a declaration or a rule, just assume it has the caveat, so long as it pleases the prince, attached to it.
Right.
Just assume it's there, because it is there 100% of the time.
Which lends further credence to the previous theory that I've more or less been set up.
You have 100% been set up. And if you volunteered this information to the prince of your own free will, you were set up by yourself.
I was under the impression that in order to have any of this be free and clear and not live under a sword of Damocles forever, that it had to be declared and resolved.
That's the catch-22 of Camarilla politics.
Right.
There is no such thing as living without the sword of Damocles. Even the prince has one. as we speak, there are rumors that his sire Loden may or may not still be around. And if he is, there's no telling when Loden may just decide he's gonna come back and take the city once again.
Fair enough.
But we know the prince before Loden, Maxwell, survived the War of Chicago. And if he turns up, it is no secret he wants Chicago once again. If we find Modius, we know Modius wants Chicago. He also fought in the war. It's like in the War of Chicago. He wants that praxis too. Like, he may have been prince for getting close to a century of Gary, but Gary's a consolation prize. He wants Chicago.
How well do you know any of these people?
By reputation only.
If you were to guess, who's the least likely to declare me, Caitith, declare a blood hunt, keep me alive to suffer horribly for their own amusement?
If Modius were to make that deal with you, while I fully expect him to keep his end of the deal, I also fully expect anybody else around him to not give a fuck what Modius says, because Modius has been considered a pauper prince for the entire time he's been Prince of Gary. He's not taken seriously. Like, under his stewardship, Gary went from being a bustling industrial complex to a rundown, rusted jungle.
Okay. By reputation, do you think Modius would, or I'm sorry,
Maxwell?
Maxwell or Loden?
Loden has a bit of an issue with nepotism. He loved making Childer. He loved putting Childer in positions of power in the city. But Al Capone, Kevin Jackson, yeah.
Capone was one of Loden's. Huh.
He was the one in charge of the organized crime in the city until Kevin Jackson got fired because the gangs were on the rise.
Okay. Would he keep a deal?
Loden?
Yeah.
Oh. Aventru will always keep his word to the letter. You'll notice in that paperwork, he doesn't say that deal will last in perpetuity.
That's why I've tried to make a point of doing things like keeping aware of going on, providing intelligence reports about incoming things, offering arms.
Don't take this the wrong way. You have been a great little watchdog, and I'm sure he's thrown you a few bones for it.
But there's nothing to prevent him from deciding that he would like some Chinese food.
Nothing at all.
Thank you for your insight. I really appreciate it.
You never asked about Maxwell. Well, you did, but then we circled back to Loden before I could answer.
You're right. What about Maxwell?
Allegedly, and this is the biggest reason why most people think he lost the War of Chicago, he respects power but he is not very capable of change. Something that happens to a lot of elders.
Okay.
One of the reasons why Kevin Jackson is probably the prince right now and not one of Loden's other childer, like Horatio Ballard.
Okay.
Elders don't adjust to the times and don't adjust to constantly changing situations as well.
I've
And
noticed-
Maxwell is a Bruja.
Okay.
But if he's still around, he will still wish for the praxis. And a prince, much like a Ventrue, will always honor their word to the letter.
So it sounds to me like the best thing for me would be well, let's go to Gary.
Let's.
And Morgan will kind of motion for the papers back so that he can lock them back
Oh,
up.
he left them. He put them back down on the desk when he finished reading them.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I missed that. So Morgan will put the papers away, lock it up, get up, and head back out to where Tommy and Olivia are.
Were. So while you've done all this talking, Penny thought, let's get the show going. Got Tommy and Olivia downstairs into the car waiting, and as you guys come out, you see Penny coming out of the door, is smiling. Are you two ready, sirs?
Yes,
If
thank
Olivia
you
and
for your
Tommy are ready.
patience. Excellent.
Most excellent. I apologize for keeping everybody waiting.
You're also stocked
You
and ready to go with plenty of live ammunition and any other defensive mechanisms you need.
Penny, you are a gem and a darling.
Thank you. I know this, but it's good to hear.
She is amazing, isn't she?
Should we get ready? Should we go?
Let's.
Great! And she will get you guys down to where you see Olivia and Tommy in the SUV already.
Morgan will climb in.
Kyle will climb onto his motorcycle.
And Penny will get into the SUV. And she will pull out and go on her way there. And as she's driving, she'll go, I do have all of the stuff that you guys need for proper communication while you're out in the field. Is there anything you guys need? Besides maybe a net for Miss Olivia. You're
No,
muted.
thank you. I think that we're good for now. Actually, did you happen to bring any of the selection from the vault?
Did you want a selection from the vault?
We might want to start carrying a few things for excursions like this. We've got all of those files just sitting there. We may as well use them.
I do believe that they are experimenting on them at the moment, so I do not know if they are viable.
Ah, fair enough. I wouldn't want to accidentally conduct a field test of an experimental solution.
Well, the thing is they're also working on seeing if it's viable for Kindred right now. It's not, from what I've been told.
Oh, I was under the impression that it was.
No, they're still working on it though. I can give you updates later.
That would be appreciated. Oh, yeah, we might need to look at other facilities or something.
Other facilities for what?
Later.
Okay. And by the magic of editing, You guys head into Gary. It doesn't take long, really, since you're always in Chicago. It's a straight 45-minute shot, kind of southeast. And she will pull into what looks like an area that is pretty decent for, businesses and such. And she will smile and go, is there any particular place you need to go or need to show up at or talk to?
Oh, Olivia, I was going to ask you earlier. Did you get any of Stanislaus' library?
Johnny?
Yeah, you did.
Yeah. I've got a fairly large amount of it, I believe, or access to it. I've not leafed through much of it. I haven't had much time.
There are a couple of books that have been mentioned to me recently that I'd like to see if I can get hold of. Would you be willing to check and see if there's if you have them?
Let me call the staff that are in that particular house and find out. And I'll call whoever I've entrusted to keep that one for the moment.
Junie, what was the name of the book that Penny suggested to Morgan?
I will have to look at the vase to find out which one I was suggesting to you.
Okay, well,
presently, Storyteller does not remember.
fair enough. Morgan will ask about that title, though.
Something, it's Encyclopedia, the Hoochie Jigget.
Oh, Encyclopedia.
Vampirica.
Vampirica Encyclopedia?
No, there was one. There was another one. Whatever. We'll look at it later.
She will have parked on, if anyone's looking at the Gary map, she would have parked on Grant and East 4th, where there's a place carved out called the Depot. Or, because I can't pronounce shit, the Depot. I know the T is silent. I thought it was a funny joke.
Where am I looking at?
The Chicago Vampire Last Breath map in Gary. There's there's 3 places marked. And the top mini square is called the Depot.
I only see Old Modius's place and Bullseye.
It's really tiny up in the top.
Oh, okay.
It's small.
My bad. My bad.
And she will pull in and go in this large kind of mini mall. From what I've understood, this is a place you may want to go into.
Okay.
But do be careful and make sure you're stocked up.
Right. Do you know if this is sort of a mixed area?
It's scary. It's always mixed.
Okay.
At least that I'm aware of.
Morgan is a point hungrier and pops both toughness and deny pain.
Okay.
And he will step out of the vehicle and just look around and see who's there, what's going on.
It looks like people are coming to and from. The depot looks like it's it looks like an old mall, but a smaller mall that's more of an open-ended or an open-aired concept. So the backs of the stores are to the parking lot, and you walk in, and then you walk to see what's going on around. It's an open-aired concept. And it takes up that block, so it's kind of like they force people to park their cars, still be within the elements, but can walk around and get into different places they need to.
Are there any notable shops that Morgan might see?
Oh, all of them are different notable shops that kind of play on the kindred vampire clan kind of thing, like, no nose is a good nose, and that's more of like kind of like the information hub that you want to go to, or every rose is a thorn, and that's kind of like a very hot couture area that may or may not be discounted Paris fashions from like 5 years ago, and it plays off of that.
Okay. Well, let me see if he would actually pick up on this.
Anyone else want to take a stab at things?
I'm rolling.
Is this still in the vehicle, or is this after we got to Gary?
As you got to Gary.
Which awareness you said?
Yep.
Well, it's a new scene, so I know my surge is no longer intact.
Is sight an option?
Yeah. That
Okay.
3,
Crit 5.
5.
Crit 5.
I am not going to use heightened senses. That seems like a dumb thing to have done. While riding a motorcycle.
4. Okay.
I passed my rouse check to surge my wits, though.
Tends to be.
One success. I have rolled to disbelieve.
That's fair. And she'll you guys come in for the 3 and the 4. You guys can start to pick up on the quirky names of the shops. They're not trying to hide it, but if a kind was to come in here, they think it was cute and quirky, but nothing really important about it. For the crit, Tommy, not only do you pick up on this, but you can tell there may be within the name and within the style of the shop name or the shop sign, you can see a carefully marked C or an A as into what sect they tend to prefer or what sect they're personally aligned with, to give you that sense. The Nosferatu stores that you pick out clearly have no C or A.
Tommy will mention this to the C or A to the rest of the coterie. And then he'll, you know what, he's gonna suggest that maybe he go see if there's any Nos around to talk to.
Okay, so
But I have. Sorry, go ahead. But I have any idea what's up with the C or A?
yeah, Tommy just told you.
I meant the significance thereof.
The C is Camarilla, the A is Anarch.
Oh! Oh shit.
You're in a mixed city right now.
Got it. Okay.
I generally dislike splitting up too much, or anyone going off on their own. I'd suggest that we split into pairs. Are you all amenable to that?
Sure. I can go with Tommy. I have interest in picking up some of these Nos.
That might be
Can't launch
actually
these Nos.
the best choice if we're going in pairs from what I know about you, Miss Vonage.
I think you two will get along fine.
And so as the pair starts to break up, we're going to go on break. So we will see you in about 10 minutes. Hopefully you'll have enough time to go get yourself a snack. Try not to kill them. And, do all the fun things that we all like to do as, when we need our noms.
Hold on, we're supposed to not try to kill each other? Gosh, I've been playing wrong the whole time.
I mean...
Try to clothe them, not kill them.
No, that's why your character's in the shit.
Oh, Lord.
Yeah,
Here we
that's
go
true.
again.
Smells like strawberry abortions. Oh god.
What does that even
What
mean?
the hell?
Sorry.
It's a strawberry abortion.
I don't want to know.
Well, when a
Drew.
mommy and a daddy love each other very much.
And they have a bender with their friend the vampire. No, that's about it. It's 3 different. I'm gonna go retch outside real quick.
I missed the Yarnthorn. I think I got off before the Yarnthorn.
I wasn't.
That's why you're a chipmunk.
I still don't understand how that works.
You're an angry chipmunk. It's fine.
Why?
Can you drop
chipmunk?
me? Because that's just a thing. It's a thing now.
I don't have nuts in my
It's-
mouth. My cheeks are not puffed out. I do not have a tail. Do I look like a gangrel?
It's because Gabe thinks you're adorable.
You know, I could say so many things, but I think I'm just
to do our own investigations? Are we waiting on Josh? But
Well, we need to find her father and a box.
there was a bird in our woods, so
If you clip them, they will come.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, clip it.
Okay, hands up if you did not expect to have to deal with the bird talking back when we started this.
Notice the 2 people who did not raise their hand. Yeah.
God, man.
Okay, so with a
Stick around much. What do I have to roll for that anyway, Junie?
to cut bacon.
No, to call the strays in the area.
Animal King?
no, it's totally cut bacon.
You know, unless you
roll
have,
Dex.
I feel like that's Dex plus athletics.
No, but wouldn't that be strength plus dex because the strength actually cut through the bacon? Because sometimes it's a bitch to get through.
It's not wrong.
It's just bacon.
Boy, I hope Small Bacon's
No, when
not
you have
watching
the
right now.
If you have the really good thick bacon, sometimes it can be a bitch if the knife's not sharp enough.
No, I feel like that would be strength plus melee. Oh, maybe
Why are we having this conversation?
Why
I-
would Amelia or
that's what
Charlotte
melee.
allow dull knives into the kitchen?
Because they
Do you
more
have?
damage.
If you have any points in strength or dex, I would assume that you can cut bacon.
I mean, it's very important though. Do you chop off a finger accidentally and then give the cats an extra, bite? I mean, it's very important though. Do you chop off a finger accidentally and then give the cats an extra, bite?
Not recently, thank you.
We broke you.
Jonah, you've got to find a rule book and tell me what the hell I'm supposed to roll to call cats.
Are you using the proper cutting techniques? Not extending your fingers to hold the bacon?
Oh, we moved on from the bacon. Stop.
No, I'm legit fucking concerned now.
Oh God.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna I'm gonna take my fangs out of it. I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna cut it in a little bits.
Okay, I think that it would be dex and melee, right?
I think Dex and Melee are Dex and Melee is probably the better choice.
There, dex and melee.
If
You
you're
answered
gonna
our own
roll
question.
that. Should you roll that though? I feel like that's taken IRL rolling to a new extreme. Like you roll a 1 and you're like, oh, there goes my hand.
You are anything but you are in the wads.
Wow.
So mages
That's
say
segregation.
Apparently, we are OTP.
yes, completely OTP.
A one-time password?
Yes.
Y'all unlock shit. I love it.
Not even going there. Not even going there. Venezuela, Spain. Now we're wanting to know what country. What country?
Stop helping!
What country says you represent?
You know, if you laugh this hard, your heart might stop. You need to stop immediately. Smalls, are you okay? Do you need a minute? Okay.
Is Cujo. Your job is to attack anybody outside of our coterie that comes in the warehouse without us. Can you handle that?
I don't eat pussy.
And it won't.
And he doesn't have a shade fan because
Because he still hasn't.
I tried to fucking keep it in. I'm sorry, guys. I didn't think about it until I said it.
Yes, he does eat cock.
That's right. Whip it out. Yeah.
Yeah, that's the stuff. I digress.
She's gonna like keep track of that timing and pull out her phone and see if it's from Gabe. Finally, that says, "Where are you, mommy dearest? The baby wants a puppy, and daddy just can't deal with this nonsense anymore."
Shit's getting weird, yo.
Oh Lord, Artemis, it's Gabe. Can you hear me?
You're on speakerphone.
Yes, apparently.
Artemis, darling, listen. I had to cut your brother up to save him. He will be fine. I just need to put him back together. You can be pissed at me later, but right now we have to find a puppy.
You're
like
not
the
a
puppy?
Zinisi. You don't even have that capability, do you? Did you eat one?
No, but that's beside the point. Anyway, look.
What?
How did Artemis become the babysitter? What the hell?
That's the way it's always been.
You like the puppy, right? We have to go find the puppy.
You like the puppy?
The puppy's the only decent one out of you guys.
Wait a minute. You found William. You C3P'd my brother.
He
and
was
you're
already.
going to Chewbacca.
He was already C3. I just PO'd.
Junie, how active is this dog?
Oh, this dog is loving it. He's just like, oh my god, she's watching me.
Legs
She's taking me
kicking.
close. I got attention. Somebody likes me now. Oh my god, you're the best person ever.
The dog's out of the tub. Heads up, incoming.
First place.
We should actually get you used to that. We should get you stabbed more often. Like little stabs.
Yeah.
I'm learning in this game you just never trust anybody.
Right? That is rule one.
That is
Especially not coterie members named Ed.
Thankfully, I'm a Frank.
Oh no, you're
Oh,
technically
really?
Edward.
I'm a
Technically,
technically
you're an
an Edward. Edward.
Edward.
I protected against the stupid.
You are the stupid at this point.
Yeah, you keep all the stupid inside. That's how the word works. It doesn't keep the stupid out, it keeps the stupid in.
Locked up my SARS. What more do you want from me?
All of it. Okay,
I wasn't in the box.
so give me a 50,000.
Okay, so I'm flush right now. I'm good for.
So with
Probably a week or 3.
that, not wrong.
Well, with the way people keep leaving the water on when they take goddamn showers, I'd have to pay for that.
I just like to smell pretty, alright?
Fucking Gabe.
Yeah, poor Tony.
So
I'll
Tony,
buy him help. It'll be a nice mestizo boy by the name of Gabriel. It'll be fine.
Wait a minute.
You can't have him. We need him.
if you can get the bacon bits, they're they're
Don't put the
amazing.
dice in the oven.
No dice in oven.
No, they're not cookies. They are not cookies. Pick them up.
However, if you ever want cookies that are like dice,
No. I think we should go to a short break.
No, we're fine. We're just not baking something again. The Batmobile was bad enough.
Can we get this clipped, please?
because
Joe.
you are fine. I am not.
Space Cat, did Judy forget to give Nerdy a safe word? Yes, she did. She forgot it was pineapple.
And Tommy rolled a crit on his Oblivion.
Oh, he did? Yeah. Oh, yes, he did. Anyone? Well, actually, that'd be more
Well.
obfuscate.
Well, in the
Why not
meantime, yay, Tommy's back.
Tommy's muted.
Yeah. Well, Tommy's trying to.
I got so caught up watching the clip reel, and I forgot that when Dice Cookies comes on, I need to like come back. So
Between the dice cookies and the Batmobile, yeah, that's just.
that's
just-
usually my cue to like get my ass back in the chair. But you know,
Yeah.
We're just all so enraptured by all that. I really have to sit down. If anyone likes those clips, or if anyone has any clips of season 3, not that we're already just like starting in the middle of it, Do take clips of them. I will make them into a reel because we love to do reels for our breaks to show the insanity and the craziness of the crap that we do because that's just what we do. I'm not sugarcoating this shit. So, we are all in Gary. Yay!
Yep.
We made it to Gary! And you realize what kind of a shit show and hellhole and steel rusted city this is and why no Fae would ever stay here. The rust and iron are completely real. So you guys have all decided to split up into two pairs because splitting the party is always 100% the most accurate choice in Vampire.
No negative repercussions ever.
Oh no,
Never.
no. Mm-mm.
Never. Nothing bad.
And you have left Penny at the car. This is fine. 100%.
I've just
Did you
learned
ever
that
get
my
that
youngest
worded?
uses.
No, you have not gotten that rewarded. The word was broken. You'll have to get it.
I've just learned that my 3-year-old uses the dog to wash his hands.
What?
My youngest is using the dog to wash his hands.
It's a gangrel thing. It's fine.
Right. So where are you guys
I'm
wanting? Where are you guys wanting to go?
Well,
Following Tommy.
I'm not telling you.
I mean,
Yes,
we're
we know
in,
you're not
like,
Tommy.
We're in two
Okay.
groups, but Kyle's motorcycle, stayed only 3 car lengths behind the SUV at any given time. So it's if it's the coterie and then Kyle, it's still really only one group. Just one person is taking up the rear guard.
Oh, I know, but you've gotten there. You're off your bike. You slipped in 2 groups. So my question is to you guys is, if it's Tommy and Olivia and Morgan and Kyle, where are you guys wanting to go to? So Storyteller can be storyteller and help you with things that you need to do and learn.
So Tommy was gonna check out the Nos area.
Okay.
That's where Tommy was going.
Kyle and Morgan?
I think, and if you have something else to say about it, Morgan, do please let me know, because, we're in this together, at least until we're not.
It works until it doesn't.
It might be best to approach Baron Edith, see what she knows.
I think that would be prudent. Do you have any idea where we might be able to find her?
I have a contact who might.
Oh, that sounds like a fine place to start to me.
Kyle pulls out his phone and sends a quick text to Maggie.
Mm.
And then sends another text that says the exact same thing, but separate. He's not putting them into a group text or anything.
Mm-hmm.
He sends a text to Lady Melody O'Rourke.
Okay.
Yeah, and which he's kind of assuming is actually to a ghoul of Lady Melody because of the Sombra, but he's
Not wrong.
yeah. But the point remains. He is sending 2 texts, each of which says, "Arrived in Gary, seeking." Seeking B. Edith. Would you happen to know the best way to resolve that?
Okay. So we're gonna split up the party in 2 ways. We're gonna allow each party to do things, and I'm gonna look at timing you guys in 15-minute increments, so you guys get enough time of what's going on. While Kyle is texting, we're going to go to Tommy and Tanari. And you are going to go into... You're going to go into the Nosferatu room, or Nosferatu stores.
Yeah.
Most of the Nosferatu stores are very much the practical survival gear stuff, as well as, dark clothes. And then those quirky little things like who wants a waterproof journal or waterproof pens, things like that. Some nuances that Nosses may or may not use, as well as possibly, cheap and discounted laptops and things like that. So they have the high industrial music going on right now.
Yeah, do I I'm not currently using like Sense Unseen or anything. Do I see anybody that I mean, are there a few people in here?
There are a few people. Most of them by trade are your fellow clansmen. However, the people at the register are not due to their visage. So you can only assume that these are ghouls at the counter.
Got it.
That you can actually sing and people bring up.
Okay. Tommy will just kind of go to one of the Nos, not the ghouls, but one of the Nos that's in the area, and just kind of say, "Excuse me, sorry to bother you."
Yeah, what you need?
I'm just was hoping that you could point me in the right direction for some information, maybe.
What you got for information in return?
Yeah, I mean, always trade information.
Hit me up with what you got.
Well, I know that there's seems like there might be some moves being made.
By whom?
Some certain people that may or may not still be alive.
Which pretend corpse you're talking about? There's a lot of them.
Oh, I know.
Got a name?
Just because I can't think of because I know he's got two names. Yes. Tommy will just sort of... Loden?
Last will stop for a moment. Slowly turn. And his skin is more of that, gray. Grayish, slowly... it's lost almost all of its blood, and it's peeling. It looks like he's got dry skin. And you can see his eyes are yellow. And he just says, "Come again."
Loden.
Last time I saw him, he was running for the lake on fire. You tell me that son of a bitch lived?
I am.
Oh, he must be ugly as sin then. He was on fire. He was cut up really bad, not only by us, but the werewolves. It was a fucking full-on massacre.
Well?
Where's he hiding?
I might be willing to exchange that. Depending
on what information you want.
Was curious what you knew about Modius or Juggler.
Depends which side you on. Or what side of the people you're getting the information for on.
The Nos side?
So you're covering your ass both ways.
Basically.
Haven't seen either of them in about 6 months.
It's quite a while. Anything interesting about their disappearance?
sudden, both places checked out. On top of that, not only was it sudden, no signs of, nobody took them, there was no kidnapping. Both their places were clean.
So it just seems like they up and left.
And they went to go visit people and didn't come back home.
What kind of people?
That I don't know. I only heard was they had big meetings. May or may not be in here, but could be maybe in Chicago, could be somewhere in between. Who knows? I don't keep their itinerary. I wish I kept their itineraries, but I found out a lot more shit.
Well, I appreciate what you gave me.
Got a location for me?
Chicago.
Upper, north, south, west. You say east, I know you're lying because all east is a lake. We all know that shit.
Let's just say Chicago.
How's the network over there?
Oh, it's fine. They actually sent me here to talk to, some of ours, so.
What, they couldn't come themselves?
I mean,
so, who's the bride?
forgive the rudeness. This is Olivia.
A card. Olivia Vonage.
Pleasure.
I work with Elizabeth.
She's still kicking?
Oh, yes. Round for tea every week, actually.
She does tea now? Fuck. Somebody get high and classy. And you are a?
Gangrel. The weird one.
What kind of steps? What's Olivia dressed in right now?
Probably the fancy blouse. I would have left my leather jacket in the car because I didn't bring my bike in with me. And jeans, designer boots.
He looks back, he looks you up, he looks at Olivia up and down. Ain't no fucking way you're a gang.
Sense the beast. What's in this store right now?
Give me a roll. You got it.
What's an awareness, right?
It is. I just had it. It was.
Animalism something.
It is sense of beast. Resolve in animalism or versus.
That was it.
Compulsion and subterfuge. He's not trying to hide what he is.
2, 3, 4. 5.
You can clock the kindred because you've smelled them enough. You know where the ghouls are. That's all there.
No human. Tiger.
Wait, she does tiger?
Yeah.
Jesus. Okay.
Olivia don't have much more patience than Melody. We've been over this.
Fair. I mean, I'm not. Oh, I'm not complaining. It's fair. Not something anyone would really expect anyone to do at the moment, because fuck. Give me a rouse check though.
Crit success.
Oh, you one rouse check. You're good.
Yeah.
Okay, good. He'll blink and go, shit. Tell me the fuck.
I'm gonna pop back to human, but I'm not aligned with anything. I'm vaguely aligned to some minor extent with William. Specifically, I do not stand by Anarch exclusively.
Wait, William, that guy in Joliet who pulled that whole bullshit?
He didn't pull that. That's why I'm here.
The cracked mirror?
The Crag Mirror.
Cracked.
Player knowledge, I don't know what that means.
I said cracked.
Okay, player
Cracked
still doesn't
mirror.
know what that means.
Malkavian.
Malkavian, broken mirror. It's a coin symbol.
Yes, the nut job.
Well, fuck. Right. Anything... What are y'all doing here? Besides looking for 2 missing kindred.
I'm trying not to be at home and be helpful.
That's fair.
I mean, you're not wrong.
It's not Malkavian specifically, okay?
We threw a lot of Malkavian slurs last season. That was a whole ass thing.
He was my intro to Malkavians, okay? My response the first time he went into the wrong personality was, he's broken.
Which was fair.
Yes, he is a Malkavian. Glad you noticed.
Yeah. Right, well, have you guys even met Anita yet?
No, we were getting there.
To look at Tommy, who now?
We were getting there.
Okay.
Baron. Supposed leader. Since Modius is missing and Juggler's missing, she's the one who's leading this shit right now.
It's not a Malk too, is she?
Nah, she Bruja.
I think. Okay, almost. Thank God.
Just remember, don't get all too uppity in her face. She won't spark with rage and all that bullshit.
There.
We'll be on our way to see her next.
She's a bit of a literary chick. You might want to go to the bookstore.
Fair enough.
Handle that.
Yeah, well, you know, they're either trying to break shit, kill shit, box shit, or hack some kind of revolution shit. Otherwise, it's all shit.
Taking more notes on tablet.
But they're over somewhere on, you know, that stupid ploy off of Edgar Allan Poe's bullshit. Quote the Raven book no more.
Got it.
Well, it's lame, but you know, they're trying.
Meh. I like the puns.
Fair. More of like a bad dad joke.
Yeah.
And it's better than advertising what's here.
Fair. Watch it, they're C's. Except for her. She's trying to...
Brilliant.
She's trying to be more A. Because she's got to rule this place. But have fun.
Thank you.
Sure. And with that, we're going to switch over to Morgan and Kyle. And, you know, listen here. Commentary aside. God damn it. Kyle will get a text back from the first text saying, yeah, she's over in the, her office is usually in the Quad bookstore, if I remember correctly. I haven't been over there in ages. You'll find her in the back. Usually underneath the philosophy section, go figure. The second one will actually give you the an answer if they're not quite sure. They don't have that much contact with them, but they do import quite a bit of books and writing paraphernalia to a specific store. You are totally muted.
Is it the same store that was indicated in the first text?
Yes.
He will send his thanks to each of them individually. He'll look at Morgan. All right. I got a place.
Well, let's go.
You want to just ride with me so that we don't leave the other two stranded?
Sure. And Morgan will kind of knock on the window and let Penny know that she should keep an eye out and not hesitate to take off if anything makes her uncomfortable.
No problem, sir. There's very few things that make me feel uncomfortable.
Except for me, I guess.
I'm always comfortable with you, sir. It's just the situations you tend to find yourself in.
Well, this being one of those, I just wanted to let you know that you're not obligated to stay. We can get other drivers.
Not a
Have a
problem,
good
sir. It'll be fine.
Morgan will then head over towards Kyle's bike, and then, once Kyle is on, he'll,
Kyle will
ride behind.
open one of the hard saddlebags, pull out like a small bucket helmet, because, it's small enough to actually fit in one of the saddlebags, and offer it to Morgan. It'll go a bit smoother if we're at least obeying the laws.
Sure. Morgan will put it on, so you see a guy in a very expensive suit
and a bucket helmet.
Climbing up and riding behind someone on a motorcycle.
Mm-hmm. Guy who looks like he's a cowboy, except for a full motorcycle helmet, because the cowboy hat gets lashed onto Okay, it's like he ties it down on top of one of the saddlebags. Probably the same one he pulled the helmet out of.
Okay.
Gets on, kicks it on, heads out.
You're not going far, to be honest, because of this being a mall that's kind of situated in more of like a square. You're really just going around to the other side. You could have just walked through the quad, but this is fine.
I want to know I want to get my bike right at the most prime point to get on that thing and get the fuck out if I have to.
Okay, fair enough. And you guys go and park and get off to go to the and look for the store, which is actually in the middle of one section of the mall. It's like in the right in the middle. That gives you the most optimal view of the entire mall.
Okay.
Should have been obvious in retrospect. The place we need to go for information is the place where they keep all the information and they can see everything.
It's not a bad spot for a baron.
And as you guys go in, it's almost like they modeled themselves.
The helmet.
Yeah, takes the helmet, puts it back in the saddle. Unlashes his hat, opens the saddlebag, puts that helmet down, puts the helmet on top of the back of the seat, takes the keys for himself.
Gentlemen,
While he's doing all
back
that,
on.
Morgan will go hold the door.
You do realize you are doing more with headgear than anything else at this moment.
Mm-hmm.
What are we trying to cover our heads all the time?
Have you met Kyle?
In theory.
Then you know the answer is yes.
Okay, so everyone remember, wear hats to cover your head. Any way you want to put that. Anyhow. So you open the door for Kyle. And you're walking into a bookstore that's kind of mixture of Books A Million meets Barnes & Noble meets half-price books. There's just books all over the place.
I would like to roll wits and awareness to see if I can spot anyone who looks like they might be who I need to talk to.
Okay.
I rolled a flat 4.
You see several bookstore attendants in kind of like the front and middle part of it. But you do see in the back, many people would throw the children's section in the back because who doesn't want a whole bunch of screaming, whining kids? Bless you and Gesundheit. In the middle of the store, but you realize what kids are around. There are no kids. So you see in the back where there is a whole full section of philosophy and then a whole bunch of sections of religion and politics. So apparently they want the rowdier customers in the back of the store.
I'll head that way. Do I see anyone notable to talk to with my flat 4?
Yeah, not notable. I mean, basically you know you're being watched. You are aware that you're being watched. And you know exactly where you need to go.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll head that way.
Follow the line of people that are keeping an eye on us.
And you will come into the back and you'll see several people looking at books. And you'll see a specific, they never give me a description of her, so we're going to say she's blonde. And she's wearing leather pants and thigh-high leather boots with a, kind of like a romanticized white, fluffy blouse that's halfway open showing a black bustier. And she's just flipping through a book of Nietzsche.
Evening, ma'am.
What's up?
Would you happen to know where I could find the owner of this fine establishment?
Well, currently he's not around.
Pity. Does he have a manager running it for him?
Well, yeah, but that's Craig's day off.
Oh, not that kind of manager.
What kind of manager are you looking for?
Kyle, just for like maybe a second, uses awe just to see how she reacts to it.
Morgan will look at him and smile and hit it for the second as well.
She looks at both of you, and you can see the eye roll.
Mm-hmm.
Really.
It's a lot easier than just saying it out loud.
A lot less likely to have someone over here when they shouldn't too.
The two guys that are in this same area look over at you two for the moment when the eye is popped, and then will continue to look until it's dropped.
So they look for about 1 second.
And
2 total.
One does go to the inner part of their coat, and you see her just kind of wave it off for a moment. Interesting you guys pull that, but fine. What do you need?
Well, first, can you vouch for, at least for everybody visible? He says while scanning the room with Sense the Unseen.
Roll it. She'll nod a moment ago.
Surge Resolve.
She'll nod a moment ago. Everyone visible? Yeah. I should hope so. It's a place I like to be at when I don't have to be overly official.
He looks around with his 5 crit for Sense the Unseen.
Oh, you know there's at least 3 or 4 Nuss in almost any room.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Is there anybody else, though? This is the sound of me being DM'd something. Excellent. Okay. Oh, that is information. That's information. Okay.
That's a crit for you.
Yeah.
That's a panic attack for the rest of us.
I mean, yes and no.
Good instincts.
Okay. So he'll use his eyes to to indicate towards, the inevitable Nos that are hiding.
Mm-hmm.
How about them?
If you can see them, then yeah.
All right. He does not indicate the one that you DM'd me.
Mm-hmm. So, what do I owe this visit from 2 anonymous men?
We're just a couple of Unbound, trying to get some information about the local goings-on. And we figure what better place to go than somebody who says that who claims to be in charge.
Fair. Where are you settling at?
More or less just passing through. Got a couple of jobs here or there, whatnot. We do not intend to make this place our home.
She looks over at Daly. I mean, she looks him over. Unbound, dressed like that?
That's what you get with a blue blood.
Oh, I smelled the money when he walked in.
I'm sure you did, but that's,
So you all have names? Or am I just going to be calling it Blue Blood and your...
He just reaches into his coat, pulls out a card, says Kyle Adams,
Doesn't tell me what family
There's my
you're
name.
from.
Clan Toreador.
A rose and a blue bud walking into my place. Why do I smell sus all over this?
I'm just here to get the information, and I'll be happy to leave completely with a complete lack of needing to be molested to do so once I get it.
What's your information? What you want?
What happened to Juggler and Modius?
The 2 guys turn around and just continue to look at you, both of you. She just closes the book. And she leans in going, where did you hear this from?
There's rumors circulating that they're missing.
Right.
And I'm sure in the right circles, and there are several right circles, though their ambitions would be very different depending on who you talk to. Their locations would be quite valuable.
Yeah, they would, wouldn't they? And
Now, at the very least, Juggler would probably be an asset if he were returned to these circles.
Mm-hmm.
And knowing them, where one is, the other can't be too far behind.
Yeah, you'd think that, right?
So why not look for both?
Agreed. Is that why you came with 2 other kindred?
We were all individually tasked with the same thing.
It's at this time, Tommy and Olivia, as you guys leave, you'll notice, there's still people milling about and whatnot, but there's a set of, shall we say, tall individuals making their way towards you two.
That's the beast.
Roll it. Come on, you can do it, Tanari. I believe in you. Kiss me all the things.
That sounded like you said kiss me, and my first response was not the same thing. Crit 3.
Yeah, you know they're both kindred. Actually, you can tell that there's a lot of kindred.
Still checking for non-human before I interact with people. I'm literally going to step in front of Tommy, partially because Nos. I'm not going to stick him in the forefront here, and ask if I can help them with anything.
And they look at both of you and they nod. And they'll go,
What?
You're wanted.
You are not supposed to stand on the chair!
But tackle hug from behind, Mom! Your sensing and your wits and awareness did not work.
No, they did not! Crit fail! Crit fail! Don't stand on that chair.
Didn't
son.
get that wit's awareness to see it happening. Didn't get that wit's survival to notice the sneak attack.
I liked watching it as the approach from behind. It was very nice.
I mean, it was very well done. Very tactical. Well done for Garou. We appreciate this.
Got a little Shadow Lord over there.
Right?
Yes! Yes!
And he'll go, you guys are both wanted. Would you do us a favor, just come with us? We promise no harm.
Wanted by who?
Baron wants to see both of you.
Oh. Well, it's convenient when we're on our way there. Yeah.
Great. Come on. And one will take lead. The other one will circle behind Tommy to make sure that they're both going with them. And they will lead to the bookstore, where, as Kyle is explaining some things and talking about it, both Kyle and Morgan can see Tommy and Olivia being escorted into the bookstore and to where you guys are. And she'll go, oh, good. I like to talk to groups together. Trying to explain things individually is rather annoying, and I'd rather just get it done in one shot.
That's fair.
So I am assuming you guys all got told the same thing, or thereabouts the same thing?
More or less. There might be individual points, specifics that we don't all know, but the general gist is the same thing.
Well, then, thanks for coming. And as you are no doubt aware, Chicago's been hit for a couple of weeks now. I count close to our place at least four havens and 3 businesses within, a week at least now. And it's been getting higher and higher. You know the Kimmerl and the Anarchs were alike at times. There's been a lot of talk about the Lupines coming back to try and finish the job. But the center knows better. We managed to pull an Indiana license plate off of the camera. The point's here. I'm assuming this is why you're coming, to get more information?
You presume correctly.
I figure there's one of 2 people responsible for this. It's either the Gary Anarchs or the Camarilla Vanguard. If it's the Anarchs, I need to nip this in the bud before Jackson decides to start another war. I don't need a war here in Gary. I'm sure you all realize that.
Or we need a war anywhere.
Fair.
War on your own soil is bad for business.
Yeah. I mean, tell that to the sword.
I don't launch at people unless I gotta launch. I like to take my time, get all the factors together, and if I gotta make an attack, let's do it precisely so we can just get it done. I hate milling about and shit. All I know is that if it's a Camarilla, well, we're gonna have to find a couple of people. And if Eldolin decides to do the same, well, we're fucked. You guys look... What? You guys are either young or new to the city, right?
Mix of a lot.
Sure.
Sure. So, I didn't get a name from you.
Name's Morgan. Morgan Daly.
Oh, shit. Really?
Why is that such a problem?
Do you know what his family can do? You know
I
what he
prefer
can do.
not to remember.
Wait a minute. You're not the guy with the... We had a whole rumor that somebody was gonna make Jolie at Ground Zero. Maybe a couple months ago.
As
I'm
I said,
fortunate that we were able to come to a compromise.
Please tell me
swear
you
to God,
don't.
if you bomb my house again.
Please tell me you don't have any of those things around.
Okay. Sure.
A blue blood being able to nuke is just as bad as me being able to turn around and do a whole blood hunt. And not just on one individual.
Why does everyone decide that it's best to insult me as soon as they meet?
I'm not insulting, I'm clarifying and making sure that I get the right person so that I know who I need to watch and who I need to be wary of. And if I have to make a deal, I know where I have to make the deal at.
Speaking of deals, you mentioned trouble with the lupines. We may be able to help with that.
That's good to know. Anything else you guys need to know about what's going on?
Do you know who tried to frame my Baron for the attacks?
I think that was the next town over towards Hera's place. Augusta?
Information you can give me on her?
Well, she's my clan. Plus, well, from what I know, she's come in and out of this place quite often. Actually, the past 6 months. It's kind of annoying. And most of the
She
team,
give
I
you
know. It's really
problems?
quick. I'm sorry, what?
Did she give you problems?
She's nothing but problems. Plus, I heard she was either a leash. Oh, wait. I remember. She was on the arm of Maxwell. You might want to try and give him a call.
Do I know who Maxwell is?
Actually,
As in the Maxwell.
as in there's only one Maxwell.
That's player knowledge asking, Junie.
Oh, no, I was answering him.
No. Yeah, no. Sorry. I was about to say, like, if you ask in character, Kyle will answer. So, or did you want to just keep that out of character?
But that's Olivia's not big on asking unnecessary.
Oh, okay.
Maxwell, you actually was never really a plot point within your chronicle, so no, you probably would not know who Maxwell is.
So yeah, I would ask who is Maxwell?
Anita would just gesture to Kyle.
The prince before Loden. You remember here? You ever learn about the Great Fire back in the 1800s? The Great Fire was the beginning of the end for Maxwell. At some point during it, Loden mustered up forces, gathered support for Praxis, and ousted Maxwell.
Really? Again?
Sorry, another sneak attack by the Guru.
Yeah. Allegedly, he also attempted to assassinate Maxwell, as you do.
Fucking O'Leary.
Yeah.
But if Maxwell is still around, which apparently he must be if he was seen on the arm of a Baron, if he was seen with a Baron on his arm, then clearly the attempts failed.
From what I heard, they were trying to get together on something, and it didn't end well, and she left off pissed. And I heard her saying that it was going to be the end of it all, and she was done with the fucking tower, and they were going to pay.
Old, previously powerful, and that's not a good combination.
Yeah, but
That's good knowledge. Thank you.
yeah.
I heard that she was using some of your boy over there, and she'll gesture over to Tommy. I heard that she was using some of your boy's clan over there, trying to get some information. It wasn't, should we say, paying full for it. Got some of them really pissed off.
Well, I told them it was dependent on what they gave me.
Oh, no. I meant she was getting information from your guys's, and she wasn't paying you all for the information.
Yeah, not you so much as the royal you.
Oh, got it.
Off the nos is never a good mark.
Well,
That's why I always have payment in hand when I go ask questions.
Good way to do it.
Seems like a prudent policy. Well,
So if you are gonna go try and find Maxwell, he's a good person to hunt down. Though I can't tell you where he is these nights at times. I mean, I can send somebody on a hunt for you if you need it.
So I repeat that, Jim.
what would you sending somebody out to look for us cost?
What I'll pay you or what you'll pay me?
What we would pay you for that to be done, and for us to get the information.
Wow. A day and night of service from each of you.
counter offer. How about a meeting with those lupines? Something where you're guaranteed to be able to sit down and talk and walk away unscathed.
Counter offer. 2 days of service in the meeting.
I'll take the one.
Principal.
Do you have an image of her?
Of Maxwell?
Augusta.
Oh. You know, I don't know. Do you want to come into the back?
Certainly.
She'll ease herself up, walk to the back door, open it, and start walking in. If you guys are going to follow, you better do it quickly.
Morgan will follow.
Going to.
Yep.
Kyle will follow. He will very quickly punch out a quick text to Maggie asking whether or not she would be able to discreetly locate Augusta herself, considering Maggie was her was her problem solver.
Maggie will probably respond back with, I'm already trying to locate her and I'm trying to narrow her down her location. They probably have taken her tracker off of her. And that's greatly disconcerting. So I'm assuming everyone's going in. Anyone holding the door or just...
Morgan would hold the door.
Okay. So, as probably Kyle would be the last one, then Morgan would slip in. You'll see in the back room warehouse full of books, crates of books, books upon books upon books, that makes the Indiana Jones ending series look organized. And she will take up a place where she goes up a step, or goes up a flight of stairs, to where you see a landing and a makeshift office. And she will start going through a couple of files and pulling them out and putting them on her desk to go through old photographs. You can see those photographs circulating from 1910 all the way up to 2019, 2020. And you see her just starting to go through them.
Anything that you have of Anita or Juggler or Modius would be helpful.
I am Anita. It's all good.
The written doesn't drink coffee, and there are days.
Yeah, player had a total brain fart.
Yeah, that's fine. She'll look and say, well, yeah, I could definitely talk to you about actually both of them. If you're meaning Evelyn, that's Juggler's child. Juggler and Nita are both Bruja. Modius, well, Toreador.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maxwell? Yeah, well, we don't tend to talk about him too much.
I mean, his clan is known.
Yeah.
Is it?
Same as Jugglers.
Same as mine. Bruja.
I miss Frank so bad right now.
Hey, at least I'm not running a Bruja, huh? I would be pretty
Never
much...
mind, I don't miss Frank anymore.
He never organized them, he just won them. It's fine.
Wait, are you talking about that one that was down on the south side? Where you had that fucking kid of winning that bullshit?
Probably. I don't know. I was in there against my own will.
Oh, that was a fucking messed up bullshit.
Where?
I was on the other side. I was in the debate team.
God, I wish I was Gabe.
Gabe was not fucking helping.
Gabe helped.
Yeah, from looking inside a still watered pool.
Gabe helped.
Yeah, greatest crying. It was the best thing ever. Alright, here's an old picture of Juggler. And she'll kind of flip it over, and it's a picture of a guy in a suit back in the 1950s. And it's a black and white. It's grainy, but it still gives you an outline of how tall he is and such.
Morgan will take a picture of that with his smartphone and send it to his text it to Emily and ask if that is any help with locating that person.
Photograph it and put it into my digital files too.
Emily will say she's gonna have to run it through a filter because the face is too grainy. She can't make it out.
What if would the original help?
It's still grainy.
Okay.
The original wouldn't help because it's still a grainy. Think of it like the old black and white newspaper pictures. It's
right. So,
that.
what
it's
Morgan
it's not
know.
your picture that's grainy. It's the original picture that's grainy.
Right. Well, Morgan doesn't have anything in occult, so he doesn't know if there's like some mystical weight that goes with having the actual photograph or not. So,
No, and what will be explained to you is that, and actually she'll explain it in the way of it. The graininess of the photograph is in and of itself a problem because I can't make out the face. It has nothing to do with having the original picture because the grain of itself is distorting the face of actually trying to see the person.
Ma'am, do you have any better photos of his face?
And he just looks and goes, I'm looking.
I appreciate it.
There will... go ahead.
I would say, I would be very surprised if there are better pictures of of either person we're looking for, considering if there's photographs of them, it means there's a masquerade breach of them.
I normally
Potential masquerade breach in any case.
What about paintings? Is that the sort of thing that might be permitted?
She looks around at all the boxes of books and the books. Paintings were permitted back in the day, but I don't have the room for them.
Fair enough.
Let's just put you this way. How old are you? I'm asking to understand.
I'm fairly new.
Okay. I'll bring it to you down in this way. Anything that shows us as we are, and it's found 6-7 decades later, and we run into the person looking at the photograph, and we haven't aged. Issue.
That's a problem.
So I don't generally get my picture taken. I can't even tell you the last time I had a portrait taken of myself. Many kindred don't. Well, unless you're vain as fuck. Trying
to maintain a mortal cover.
That they turn around and actually... Well, I've heard of you. You're young, and from what yeah. So you could still do it.
Yeah, like
I've been around for quite a bit.
Okay. It's like he looks at Morgan like, you're fairly recent in your nighttime existence. You can still feasibly be out and about, getting pictures taken, getting paintings done, and nobody really care because you're still around. If somebody were to somehow dig up a picture of me from back when I was still alive and then find me, that would be a much bigger deal. I'm more than a century in the grave.
Right.
I'm not trying to insult you or nothing. I'm just trying to give you that understanding of why, after a certain point, we don't do shit with getting pictures taken and such. Actually, we try to avoid all of that.
Well, what about personal effects? Anything that they might have a connection to?
I would actually have to go and see if I could find his apartment.
So you do know where Juggler kept himself? Made his haven?
Did know where he kept himself.
I don't need a good picture, just a picture.
Pulls out his phone. Sends a text to both Lady Melody and to Maggie. No. You know what? and to Gwen. Know any reliable warlocks?
Okay, fair enough.
Mm-hmm.
You want to play Gabe again?
Does Melody know any reliable warlocks?
No, Lady Melody.
Yeah, no.
Oh,
Lady
never mind.
Melody
Okay.
O'Rourke. It's like
The lady.
Thank you.
Yeah.
I was about to say, isn't she in?
We can bring Gabe in. I'd be down for that.
Okay. Yes.
Kyle has seen.
Kyle's just gonna record.
There were a couple of Tremere working in Morgan's basement at the time of the tour.
Yeah. You'll see, Anita, she's trying to go through all of these old pictures, and she's putting them into piles, trying to find pictures of the 3 people you want. And she's only come up with 1 picture at this moment. The lady will come back with Gabe's name. Gwen will say, that would cost greatly. And Maggie will say no.
to Maggie and Gwen, he will merely send his thanks. And to Lady Melody O'Rourke, he will inquire if she knows what Gabe charges more or less up, it's like beforehand.
Gabe will, the lady to whom he is staying with, you'll get the question posed to you. What's Gabe's price?
I mean, typically, Gabe likes money or components, or usually that like.
Okay.
So I think it would really depend on what's necessary.
You'll get the text back of components or money, but it depends on what you're looking for in particular.
Can this person track someone through an item?
Yep.
Sure can.
Oh, he doesn't need an item once in a while.
I think I would need the true name, if I didn't have an item.
Which we're probably not going to get.
So as Kyle is texting, Anita's trying to go through as quickly as she can.
No.
You will see one picture of a lady who looks like she's got brown hair that is corkscrewed and spiraled. A book halfway covering her face, and she's dressed in a late 1960s short mini dress. And she'll go, yeah, this was Augusta, but I can't tell you when. Elena was somewhere around Woodstock. A whole bunch of us went.
Look, I set it down. I'm going to put that in my digital file. Thank you. That's what I need. And then I need to, what do I roll to call literally every bird and animal in the area?
Oh, sweet baby Jesus.
You should have seen this comment.
Do you have Animal Dominion?
Animal kin, yes.
Animal Cane, I'm talking about Feral Whispers.
No, Animal
Yes.
Dominion is what you need. Yeah, Feral Whispers will call a couple of animals.
I gotta find my
Whatever
name.
she'll give me at this point.
Yeah.
While this is going on, you will get that stuff from the lady from a text.
Yeah.
And Emily will say, well, the second picture that you gave was a start. At least she can try and get some of the book out of the face.
The reply back to the lady was, would this person be open to discussing boons? specifically me owing them because they are the ones doing the favor.
Tommy is now quietly typing.
Sorry.
Okay, Tanari's got her rolls, but she's got to roll. I'm waiting to see what Tommy's gonna type me so I know.
He would say that's probably fine.
Uh-huh.
I'm not gonna overthink it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
And she'll let Kyle know.
Alright.
Am I sending Gabe your way?
That would be the reply back. That would be most appreciated. Thank you very much, Lady O'Rourke.
Gabe will be given a car. A nice car. And being given the address, and for Gabe and how he likes to drive, he'll be there in no time.
It's like with the notice saying like, wait until I say I am prepared. I do not have the items secured.
She'll nod, say it's best you meet him and you give him the lowdown at the moment. The items can come here later, but at least he understands what's going on.
And he's gonna panic when he pulls in, I swear.
Well, while that's going on, and Olivia does her thing, you hear some gasps. Well, actually, no, you hear a couple of high-pitched screams. And it sounds like slightly a tornado or almost a rampage starts to go through the front of the store.
Is this normal?
She goes, no. Why? What's going on?
Brilliant. Sense the beast.
Oh, this is everything that you called. Coming to you.
Oh! Oh shit, I should have gone outside. I'm going to apologize.
When you have a crit
profusely.
9, you've called everything within a 1.5 mile, maybe 2 mile area.
I'm sorry, I'm going to leave very quickly because I think this is my fault.
And Nia's just like, what did you do?
Running. Outdoor. Not stopping. Going to front of the
Sometimes
store.
she forgets that she's indoors.
I'm sorry.
My apologies.
What is she?
Please. Gangrel,
Oh, fuck.
please send me a bill for any damages. I'll take care of it.
Oh, I don't even know what the damages are.
I understand that. I assume it'll take a couple of days for you to figure that out.
By that, you hear several...
Miss Judy,
Huh?
are there damages?
Well, I mean, as you open up the door, you see you've literally called in a menagerie of everything that's around, from squirrels to birds to rabbits, a couple of deer, some dogs, cats, rats. I mean, everyone was like, "We're here!" And they have knocked down book stands, broken down the windows. They have totally killed the door. The door is like not even on the hinges anymore. You see the ghouls that were kind of like at the cash wrap, like literally on top of the cash wrap now, screaming their heads off. You see several other, you see other people just like literally, scurrying around, and you see half the brew hall like trying to throw books at these things to leave.
Stop damaging the merchandise! I'm going to mentally tell the animals to go out the door. Outside. And I'm going to point to the first ghoul I see that doesn't look like they're panicking and tell her to come with me.
Uh-huh. Sure. No problem.
Morgan will text Olivia a reminder that really should be done in a park or something where the animals won't seem too out of place.
I'm not looking at the text right now. So we're gonna go outside, and I'm going to. The animals are waiting, right?
The animals will follow you. So as you walk out of this store, every one of you can hear all of the animals. I mean, it sounds like a whole. She's pretty much called a whole fucking zoo, and you can hear all of this. So it's almost like sire, like child.
I was just gonna say that.
You're welcome.
First thing I'm gonna do is tell the ghoul, hold on, and write a check for about $5,000 and hand it to her, and tell her to take it back inside to her boss, please.
Okay, sure. And as you hear this menagerie of paw and clumping, and oh god, it broke another thing! You see this ghoul coming in and handing Anita a check, and she just looks like, Disney decided to pop in and say hi to some stupid fairy tale princess that needed to talk to them.
I'll take care of the cameras.
And Anita's just like, does this happen often?
More often than I'd like.
Look, normally it's in my own house, and that doesn't matter.
So, the ghoul will head back. Right, let's see what she's done to my store. I can't find any pictures of Maxwell or of Modius. I'm sorry, I don't have them. And
That's fine, I
don't have
appreciate
anything
the
of
time.
Evelyn either.
Well, again, that's to be expected, because regardless of what aisle of the Tower vs. Unbound thing that you're on, we can all agree having pictures of us laying around is a problem.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Thank you for the time and effort looking. And, yeah. Don't suppose you have any way to get in touch with Maxwell?
She's gonna look to Kyle. I don't mean any disrespect to your clan. So I apologize for what I'm gonna say.
My clan? Maxwell ain't my clan.
No, okay, that's right now. I was thinking Mortius and Maxwell are the same. My apologies. Forget she said anything.
Mm-hmm.
She'll just look at Morgan and go, yeah. I got maybe possibly a couple of things. Let's just say he's got a place. It's fortified. So you either get an invitation or you try and sneak in.
And you said there were Camarilla Vanguard running around the city. Do you know where they're located?
That I don't. They like to hit and run.
Alright, so they're a Vanguard, but they call themselves a Vanguard, but they're more like a guerrilla force.
Pretty much.
Noted.
And I don't need them here. I really don't need them here. And she will walk out of the back room and see the carnage of what layeth of the bookstore. And if you guys follow her, you will see tables broken, books all over the place, even more so now. You see broken glass, the doors off its hinges completely. It looks like the zoo decided to come in and say, we're here, come love us. And she's just standing there like, fuck.
I'll help fix it in a minute.
Morgan will actually send a text to his department that, actually, before he does that, I can have some people come help but it may be a little unorthodox. Are you okay with that?
Define or unorthodox.
Will workers?
Kyle does
Broke
this
the
face palm.
storyteller.
Yeah, Kyle does this face palm openly.
I did a thing for them. They owe me, and I kind of owe Olivia, so.
Let me get this right. You have Will Walkers working for you?
Not really. They're more trade, I guess.
Mental note. Because that's, who knows about this?
A few people.
Can you define a few people?
I mean, do you really need to know?
Says
No offense.
Says the baby Ventrue in the barony of Abruja.
Well, and
But might I interject on this? On this high clan pissing contest for just one moment?
Sure, by all means.
Do you have the information? Might I please get the information on Juggler's last known haven and the same for Modius if available?
I can give you those.
I imagine Modius's can't be too hard to. It's like that, or maybe where he kept his Elysium, or both. I imagine at least the Elysium won't be too hard.
Oh yeah, I mean, right. A lot of things are happening all at once.
Mm-hmm.
I can get you the information.
That would be great. And then do you have it on hand, or do I need to wait?
I can get it to you in about 3 minutes. I need to contact a friend.
All right. Well then, I now return you to a regularly scheduled contest between.
I meant no disrespect.
Between a philosopher king and a blue blood.
Thank you. And she'll pull out her phone and do a text to somebody.
Mm-hmm.
Meanwhile, Gabe, you've kind of, in your high-powered need to, dun da da, I'm Gabe, here we are! As guest star, you come in to seeing Olivia surrounded by animals that I'm assuming she's going to be trying to talk to soon.
Message it.
I've missed this. It's just like old times, really. It's like
There
nothing
you are.
changes.
How are you doing?
I'm doing fine. How are you?
Good. And Agrippa?
Let's not talk about that.
Poorly then, is it?
I don't understand. What are you doing here? Outside of calling your forest friends.
Well, my childer's at home getting a re-education, and I wanted to leave the house, and I happened to find someone with information on who's imitating your boyfriend, per se.
Yes, well, I actually almost forgot you had a childer. How are they?
Well, her new coterie less than pleased with her. I spoiled her. It's been a mistake.
Unfortunate.
Yes.
Well,
Were you here to see someone?
Yes, actually. I'm supposed to be meeting someone here.
They may be inside. Hopefully it's not the owner of the fine establishment that I've murderized.
Ah, well, you know me. I'm sure I can smooth things over for you.
Certainly. At Bruja, have fun.
Ah, even better.
I
will walk in.
got your message, Tanari, so you're good. That will start spreading the message around to all of your little fairy friends, and then you start to see them all leave, as in they're trying to go find things. Gabe, as you walk in, again, you see it's a completely and utterly disastrous shit show. And you have been given the name Kyle Adams as your contact.
And this is a bookstore, right?
Oh yeah, it is a bookstore.
And there's like books everywhere.
And you see that they have been trampled on, walked on. You see in the back where this woman in half leather, half,
Gabe's just gonna start picking up books as he walks, like, "Oh, you poor babies, come here."
The four ghouls that are in the store, they have been starting to pick things up as well. And Anita's just trying to calm her temper as she's looking at Morgan, who, of course, you remember, and an unnamed gentleman you do not know.
I'm attempting to ensure that I, A, am helpful to you, and B, ensure that I receive permission for anything that happens in your domain.
And you're walking right towards them, Gabe.
Gabe will just walk up next to Morgan, just not say a word.
Hang on, let's see if... What's an awareness to see if Morgan even sees Gabe?
And being that you're seeing, you can use your sight.
Use your sight to see.
I'm also going to roll wits awareness just to see if
Gabe's not being sneaky like Tom.
Flat 4, so... Oh, hi, Gabe. Good to see you.
Morgan, why am I not surprised that you're standing in the center of a mess? Oh, I'm just teasing. I know it was all Olivia's fault.
Right.
Which is also unsurprising.
Lovely to see you.
Kyle simply says, it's like, smirks when she says, "No, it's all Olivia's fault." It's like sire, like child, right?
I have not met the child yet.
I assure you, it's right off the same tree.
Oh, well,
He likes to throw glitter at people.
Really? That sounds like a lot of fun.
Until it gets places you didn't even realize you had places.
Well, I mean, but of course, if you're, washing appropriately, then it shouldn't be a big deal.
In this moment, we learned Gabe's never encountered glitter.
Yeah.
Yeah. You are correct.
Yeah, the
idea of glitter is fun to him.
Kyle goes, "Oh, my dear sir, you've never actually touched glitter, have you?"
I can't say I've ever had reason to.
Keep it that way, and you'll live a much happier existence.
It gets everywhere.
Think of it like an STD in craft form.
Ah, that sounds rather unpleasant, really.
Now you get the idea.
Yes, I do. I'm a doctor by trade, so I definitely understand that.
He just takes off his hat, taps it, a little bit more glitter comes off. I've been trying to get it all out of this thing for 2 weeks now. And he puts it back on.
That's really unfortunate.
It's, from what I've been told, it gets everywhere.
Anyway, I'm looking for a gentleman, which might be, I don't know, I don't see another gentleman, so I'm just gonna assume it's you, and points at Kyle. Or you wouldn't happen to be Kyle, would you?
Kyle Adams, and that would make you Gabe.
That does make me Gabe.
Most excellent. Perhaps we should step outside.
Yes, let's.
I mean, if you're gonna go outside into the menagerie of clusterfuck, by all means.
What better way to
menagerie's
ensure?
leaving.
What better way to make sure we don't get overheard than to make sure that there's a whole bunch of animals covering a conversation?
Fair. Jesus Christ.
Olivia's gonna walk up and pick up one of the doors and tell her I can help put this back.
Yeah, oh God.
As Kyle and Gabe leave, Gabe's just gonna turn
you-
back to Morgan and just say, "Good luck."
Keep in touch, Gabe. I hope you had a good vacation.
It's been nice.
If you have any interest, I've know some people who've been working on some research that might interest you.
Well, research always interests me.
I thought you might say that. Keep in touch when you have time.
Of course.
Of course, Anita's just kind of like looking at this like, the fuck. Yeah, this will be interesting. And as you guys, oh, she's on the phone. Never mind. And you guys will head out, and while you're heading out, Anita's gonna look at Morgan going, what is this?
There's an old Chinese curse that goes, "May you live in interesting times." Well, congratulations, we both caught it.
I mean, it's not.
I have lived in many interesting times. Why don't you go first, and we'll join your friends. She's gently trying to escort you out of her store. Gently.
All right, something else happens.
No. She'll remember the help. It's just right now she has to process. Because that's a lot of things that have just happened to her. Processing must be a thing. And she'll just gently let Morgan kind of head towards the door as she follows, because she's just like, I need to get out of my store before she frenzies and goes into her clan bane.
Morgan will head out and kind of step the opposite direction from Tommy and Kyle. Let them work out whatever. I'm sorry, Gabe and Kyle. Let them work out whatever they're doing.
And Gabe and Kyle, you guys can go for it.
Mr. Gabe, in the interest of respecting both of our times, perhaps we should just cut right to the chase.
Straightforward. I appreciate that. Please, go ahead.
I am in the process of getting the location of a pair of havens that, with a little luck, should have some items belonging to two kindred who I am interested in tracking down.
All right. I think I could probably help you with that.
Most excellent. If you believe so, then I believe then what's left to negotiate is the price.
Right, you said something about boons.
Yes, I can pay you in money, but I would be glad to give you, and he will say a value of money that would drop him down to a single dot of resources. He's normally got 2 dots. So, that's it. So, not an absurd amount of money, but also not necessarily something to sneeze at. Drop him down to a single dot of resources for the rest of the Chronicle. Or if that is not quite enough for you, I would be willing to provide a major boon to be cashed in by yourself at a later date.
We'll go with a boon.
Yeah.
I'll cash it later.
Well,
Hmm.
that would be the point of it being a boon, then, wouldn't it?
Yes.
And with,
Then I do believe we have an agreement. Now I just have to get those addresses so I can get those items.
and with that being struck, and you will get the addresses shortly, I think we'll call session.
I'm so happy I got to meet Gabe. He was fun.
Dr. Sexy.
Gabe was fun.
Yeah.
Gabe was very fun.
Okay, so we're gonna do Thorns and Roses. Let's take us off, Sai.
Rose, I got to play Gabe.
You're welcome.
Thank you. Thorn, that's not gonna come back to bite Kyle in the ass. Not at all.
I mean,
Not at
as,
all.
I mean, like, if he try, it's like, in the back of Kyle's mind, he's just thinking, I mean, if it turns out to be something that tries to fuck over the Camarilla, he could just be like, by the way, I'm Roderick Pratchett, Archon of the Camarilla, blah blam.
No, I know that.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, like, you know, it's like, if it's something that further, like, he'll do most things that'll further the cover of his being, of Kyle Adams being an anarch. So, you know.
You're
He's
just
not
gonna
terribly
be
worried
very
about it.
confused by Gabe. That's all.
Yeah.
All right. Who's next?
DeRitten. Tell us what you want, what you really, really
Thorn,
want.
I'm a moron, and player screwed up on an improv thing, and that's frustrating. Rose, I think overall it was a great session, and there's some good. I feel like there's been some good progression on the plot.
So much for everybody donate.
Yeah.
Okay, and Kyle?
Thorn. Oh boy, does Kyle have words for Morgan.
That's that thing that the player screwed up.
Yeah. Like, oh boy. It's like, we didn't even get a full night. A full night.
And then,
Well, it's like, Rose. Oh, I've got so many roses here. Gabe was a treat. The story is moving along amazingly. You know,
got to meet Olivia.
like, you know, it's like,
the sire.
Got to meet Olivia and be like, oh, okay. The apple just didn't fall. That it's like that the apple just basically just fell right at the root of the tree and just stayed there. Got it.
While that's not accurate, it's not entirely wrong either.
Yeah. And also, like, you know, like as mainly a Camarilla player, the fact I got to expound upon the traditions and stuff is just, you know, I'm so happy right now.
Okay, and Sonari.
Rose we have reestablished that Tanari or Olivia does not feel the need to burn down everything she's got a hold of. Gabe has remained in contact moderately
good.
well. Thorn. Yeah, forgetting I'm indoors is bad.
Yeah! That was a treat.
Also, the best crit I've gotten all season and most of last season.
All
timed.
I have to say is, let's just say everything that's been happening today will be happily reported on by a particular person who has witnessed all of this and has gone.
I mean, yeah.
I mean, if it's any like consolation, I was just gonna have Tommy in the background trying to like, as best as he could, just smooth that over.
Yeah, I have a feeling you're going to be doing that. So, thank you everyone for joining us. I did put our socials in earlier. I did put our vampires' Twitches in there. If you need to follow, if you would like to follow Kyle Adams, he's on Twitter at Camarilla Shadow. I did put our family in here too, so please check in and watch and support them. We're actually going to do something different today. I'm checking to make sure they're still live. I'm actually turn off this music because, oh my god. We're actually gonna raid. Oh wait, everyone's leaving.
This is, I don't know what this is. This is part of the game.
Okay.
She hasn't been live for long.
All right.
She's
Well,
not done yet.
we're gonna raid Fierce Kittens, who is doing a charity stream and a D&D game. So that is gonna be a thing. I usually don't know when we're gonna. Oh wait, hold on. Okay, we're doing this in 8 seconds. 7. I hope you all have a great day. You enjoy it. Thank you for coming in. We will see you again tomorrow for Take a Shot. Just remember, you gotta see the table, stay groovy, and stay hungry? Or do you want to actually feed? That's a question you're gonna have to roll. Bye!